So how we doing? Good to have everybody with me today. It's early evening as we are on a break, really at the end of the middle games on the crazy Saturday in college football. Middle games matter, obviously, but the late night games, especially Florida State Miami, that's a game everybody should be watching. So I'm trying to get sort of in between those two things. I got about an hour. I want to apologize to my friends over at College Football Express. That would be Rock and Rant and Miami Flow. I should have checked with Rock because he's really good at doing these live shows as well. Don't want to cut into what he does. So I apologize to all of you if I'm pulling you away from his show. Make sure you follow him and give him a sub because they do great work over there. And I just didn't. I just didn't. I should have checked with him first. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a great Saturday. If you're one of the big names in college football, you might be holding your breath today. We always have one or two of these every season. It's not like this. This is the greatest upset Saturday we've ever seen. But let's just talk about what's going on in LA. Penn State and UCLA in a dogfight. UCLA is easily the worst Power Four program out there that and Wake Forest could beat UCLA right now. And yet they put it on the beginning. They put it to Penn State. So we'll have to see. That'll be a game we'll watch in the closing minutes. I have now got I don't know. I don't have my phone connected. I could do a camera pan, but you're not going to see it all. My news setup. First of all, I want to thank everybody who's consider sending me stuff for my background. If you want to send me any background equipment, that would be helmets or flags or pennants. All you have to do is send me a DM on Twitter, and I will send you my address, and you can send me something. Right now, I had Kansas and Kansas State up for over a week. I've now got West Virginia up. And now I'm in between pennants. So if you guys want to send me something you want me to put in the back to represent your school, what you care about, just send me a DM and I will definitely let you know. Our Gra says, don't ask how we're doing. We finally have an opportunity to get rid of Franklin, but all the money is tied up for a buyout. Yeah, boy, Penn State, brother. Last week we talked about it. Drew Aller, is he the guy? And I don't think he is. I think it's been proven Drew Aller's not the truth. So where do they go from here? I don't know. That's a great question that I think Penn State fans are going to have to answer. So Gra, sorry about that. I'm sorry you guys have him. He is not, in my opinion, the guy. He's a great guy. He'll get you 10 wins, but is that enough in today's college football? Is 10 wins enough? Getting to the playoff, that's a big deal, right? A school in the Big 12 getting to the playoff, that's a big deal. If you're Penn State, you have to win. You have to win. You have all the advantages in the world, and there's really no reason that you should struggle in that regard. So I'm a little bit surprised, I must say, what's going on with Penn State. Sorry, I'm trying to do this. I never finished my thought. I've got now this monitor set up. So I've got a TV running, I've got a computer here, and a monitor here. So I'm trying to cover as much of this stuff as I can, Command Central. In the future, I'm going to have an escape camera behind me that's going to show what I'm watching. I think that'll be kind of cool viewing. I know people like to see how these shows are run and what we do to stay on top of what's going on. So I'm hoping to do that in the future. I'm just not set up to do it right now. To follow up on Argra's comment, by the way, thank you, Argra, for being here. Thanks to everybody for being here on this in-between time period in great games. Maybe at the beginning of some of these great games, we can keep your attention. As I talk to another thing that I'm really passionate about, and that's Cody Campbell going out and telling everybody, hey, you don't have to accept college football the way it is. Let's ask questions. Let's try to change. It's not all about having finished products at this point. I think what needs to happen is to break up the monopolies that we've got, and they are monopolies. The best way to do that is start asking questions, and that's what he's doing. Cody Campbell is doing a great job. I hope to have him on the show soon. We've been trading messages on Twitter. He's just he's a billionaire, right? So getting him on a show may be difficult. But I also want to name drop another one, Representative, and I want to make sure I get his name right. Um, Representative Michael Baumgartner represents Eastern Washington, my neck of the woods, actually. I'm trading texts with him now. He's also a supporter of kind of not necessarily what Cody's saying by itself, but by asking these questions, we hope to get to a better place. And certainly we want players to get the money they deserve. And if that means cutting into operation cost, I'm all for it. I'm here for it. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Argraw, thanks for being here. Let's do some quick shout outs. What we do take super chats around here. We do super stickers. So if you want to get involved with the show, either become a new member or do a super chat, just hit the little $ next to the comment box, as Moen likes to say. And we take those super chats, we use them, helps us keep the lights on. We're not getting rich around here, but it does. We appreciate all those donations you guys give us. We call super chats, and certainly all of our members. We're trying to give as much member content as I think we can. I mean, one every 2 weeks has been pretty good. This summer or this fall, we're doing a great job servicing our members. So if you want to become a new member to watch some of our member videos, I encourage you guys to get involved and watch that. Join what we're doing by becoming a new member. And you can do that again, hitting that box and moving on. I'm going to, let me open up. So first, let's quickly review what's going on with the scoreboard, because I know people join and they want to be involved with the scoreboard. Let's do this. Let's share. This isn't what I really want to share, but I'm going to remove it. No, I'm not. I'm going to do this. And then I have to switch it to this. And then I say share this tab instead. Okay, we're there. Okay, so everybody knows I am going to take calls. We're going to do that again. We did have some bad experiences a couple days ago. You know what? You guys are awesome because you help protect me, and I really appreciate that. So if you guys get the sense that I'm taking a call that we need to dump, hit the dump button. I'm going to institute instant dumps from member comments that I certainly, if you're a member of the College Football Mafia family, if you tell me to dump somebody, as long as they're not right in the middle of a statement and they're not being good, I'm not going to do a dump if a guy's doing a good job. But if you start to think that we're talking to somebody I shouldn't be talking to, and that happens, I will take you guys' opinions on dumping calls. So if you start to get the sense I'm talking to somebody that I probably should just let go, please let me know. All right, it looks like Vanderbilt is trying to stop. It's 14-20 right now. Alabama's up. They've got the ball. 6 minutes left. Yeah, I don't know. Vanderbilt's played well. They're good against the spread, I think, right now. We'll have to see. I picked them to beat Alabama, so we'll have to see how that goes. All right, let's quickly do some shout-outs so I'm not missing anything. Buckshot Kid was first in the house. Good to see you here, man. I appreciate you, Buckshot Kid, but he's been around. He's an OG at this point for the College Football Mafia family, saying, oh, hey, Bomber, good to see you. Nathan Campbell's been a member in the past. Appreciate you, Nathan. Good to see you. Hi. Caden, the Diesel Freak, always one of my excellent callers. Somebody's very entertaining. Alabama gets the first down. So they're trying to salt this away with another score, and that might do it at this point, playing in Tuscaloosa. Anyway, Caden, good to see you here, man. He says, good evening. Good to have you here. Daniel Gygax, member extraordinaire, and also somebody who's a contributor around here. Really appreciate all the hard work Daniel does. Every week he does a summary show. It's about a minute and a half, little summary he puts out on YouTube. It's awesome. He's gotten so much better at those things, and the better his comments are, the better he'll do for you. So don't be afraid to leave comments for Daniel in the comment section. I know he always pays attention to that stuff. Now, Alabama's trying to put this thing away. They're trying to. They were playing with their food maybe today with Vanderbilt. Aaron Frazier, good to have you here, man. A rare Aaron with 2 R's. I've always liked that spelling. You get rid of Franklin and end up worse. That does happen. Franklin issue has been not having a good to great college passing QB But we've been told, this is the problem, Aaron, is we've been told year after year they're getting those top quarterbacks. Drew Aller was a 5-star prospect. The guy that he replaced was a 5-star prospect. So is it the athlete or is it the development? I don't know. I can't answer that, but I'm just, as a Penn State fan, you got to ask those questions. With 2 to 3 great college pass catching and playmaking wide receiver, and all those players, you can say that description describes what Ohio State does year in, year out. All I can say is it's got to be development. I don't know what else to say about that, Aaron. But I appreciate you being here tonight. Expedition Greg saying, hey, everyone. And he says right here, well, let's see if I can get to it. Go Buckeyes. Yeah, had to get that in here. Expedition Greg, another OG in the College Football Mafia family. Good to have him here. Ryan Willie checking in. Good to have you, Ryan. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Is Fickle's seat scorching yet? Keeping all the timeouts was stupid. Yeah, Wisconsin. And you turn around and you look, Fickle was winning at Cincinnati. Now Cincinnati's winning, which has got to just cut even deeper in Wisconsin Badgerland. What are they, 5 or 6-0, Cincinnati? Very impressed with their victory today over Iowa State. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat, Ryan. I appreciate you. OG. Ryan Willie is an OG around here. Let's see here. This is Brickbat. Brickbat, welcome to this show. I know I've seen you before. Thank you for being a member of the College Football Mafia family. I hope you've checked out some of those member videos. They're the best. Talent papers over a ton of weaknesses. It does. Yep, it does. Jimmy Otson checking in, another member. OG at this point. Had Jimmy around forever and a day. Good to have him here today. I'm rooting more for Vandy than I am UCLA or Florida. Don't get me going on Florida. Billy Napier is going to try and he's going to save his job again. How is that possible? Florida, what are you doing? You're supposed to be losing. And for giggles, so everybody knows, let's do a quick refresh. Texas, Florida, the score. Is it refreshed? 5:16 left in the fourth. Florida's got the ball, and they're up by 15. Just shake your head at that. Thank you, Jimmy. It's great to see you here, man. It always brightens my day when I see you pop up. A couple more comments, and then I'm going to get to the scoreboard, and then we will get to Cody Campbell's commercial. If you know no other way to put it, I'm going to play it. I hope I don't get dinged. I'm going to take a chance. I will warn everybody that's a possibility. But before that, let me get to a couple more comments. Argra says, I just gave you 2 that were good enough for the NFL. You don't need someone at the level of the teams you just said. Those weren't the reasons why they dropped games they shouldn't have. Okay. I don't know if you're talking to me or if you're talking to whoever that other commenter was, but that all that might be true, Argra, about Penn State, but they're losing big games. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to knock your school. You know that. I'm frustrated too. I love Penn State. You guys hear me say this all the time. When the best brands are good, college football is the best. Just right now, we're going through this crisis time where NIL and transfer portal has changed the game. Now you have more equality between teams than probably the last 40 years. The last time it was this balanced was the 80s. And it was because there really were no rules. You could do whatever you wanted outside of SMU. Anyway, let's move on. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Our process. That wasn't directed at you, Bummer. Okay, I didn't think it was, but then I thought maybe I was wrong. I agree with you. You and Aaron are on. You're talking about different things at the same time, and then the same things at the same time. Argra says the QBs I mentioned were all first-round picks. Most of the wide receivers with first and second picks. Yeah, I think you can't fire a team, guys. You can only fire the coach. And Alabama goes up 9. So that pretty much puts paid to the Vanderbilt win in Tuscaloosa. They did make it a game, but Vanderbilt's going to lose a game, and we'll see if they drop out of the top 25. They're at 16. There's some guys ahead of them that have lost. I don't know if they're going to make it or not, but it looks like they're going to lose to Alabama. Brickbat, one more comment. Now we'll get to the scoreboard. I hope the pundits get off the overblown arch train and focus on the results on the field. If I could give you an award, Brickbat, I would. That's exactly right. Everything that is wrong with college football is the beginning of the year preseason polls. You guys have heard me say this a million times. It's the preseason polls change the paradigm of the entire season. And you might like that, you might not like that, but it's completely broken. Completely broken. I'm going to go to a scoreboard because this leads to the Miami game, so we're going to go here. And there's no other way to put it. You get rid of the preseason polls. You don't have polls till October. I have been saying this for years. If you've been around here for 5 minutes, you know that's how I feel about these things. Get rid of the preseason polls completely. Completely. Don't have a poll until the first week, the first Saturday after the first Sunday in October. Mullen likes to say he does a hashtag polls after pumpkins, and that's fine. I think that's a little late in the month. That's in 3 more weeks. I think that's too long. But regardless, get rid of the preseason polls because the paradigms they set at the beginning of the season change everything. Texas losing to Ohio State should have dropped them out of the top 25. I'm sorry, it should have. You lose a game in the first 5 weeks, you should drop out of the top 25 and have to earn your way back in. Notre Dame still being in the top 25 is a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke on all of us. It's all brand crap. So, yeah, I don't know where to go. So let's quickly go to the scoreboard. I like to share this tab instead. I like to use Fox Sports. It's not quite as clean as I would prefer, but it doesn't have all the stuff attached to ESPN. I'm starting to not like ESPN too much. So let's go through a quick scoreboard. San Jose State won yesterday. Good for them. BYU in a much tighter game because of their own mistakes last night, but BYU's real good. And if they get, I've been saying it, hoping I'm convincing people, BYU should be undefeated playing Utah in 2 weeks. Should be. I'm not saying they will be, but they should be. No, I'm not looking past a good Arizona team, but if BYU is 6-0 going into the Holy War and Utah wins next week, College Game Day should be there. Certainly Fox should be there. I'm not sure who covers that game, actually. I don't know. Is that a Fox broadcast? Can somebody do some research on that? Anyway, somebody check on that for me. Just let me know whether Fox or ESPN's covering that game. Pavia running for his life. Yeah, no, that game's going to be over. All right, so BYU is much better than this final score. Don't listen to Ute fans. Everybody else in the world recognizes it. Just don't listen to Ute fans. Okay, so UCLA has scored again, so it's 42-35, but Penn State's got the ball. And why can't I see that game? Give me a second here. That game is. I thought I clicked on that. I thought the game was over. Okay, I'm going to switch to the Penn State UCLA game. Hopefully I can get some coverage on that. So that's a live score. Texas, Florida looks to me, and I'm going to refresh just to make sure. It looks like Texas is going to lose that game. I don't know, 15 points, 5 minutes. Not impossible, I guess. Kenneth Maynard checking in, representing the East Carolina Pirates. I loved Kenneth. He's awesome. Saying, go Gators, horns down. We can do that around here. I don't care about the horns down thing at all. So now I'm watching the Penn State UCLA game. Penn State's driving. They're on the 10-yard line. Yeah, just went backwards. So what was that, 4th down? That might be. Ooh, that was a horrible play call. Anybody running sweeps on 3rd or 4th down for 4 or 5 yards? Hello, Aaron Roderick at BYU. You're the worst. You're the worst OC. Looks like Penn State's going to lose, people. Vanderbilt, Alabama. I just gave you that. Alabama's going to win that game. Boise State, Notre Dame was a 20.5, I think, was what we picked on last night. I've been disappointed with Boise State. They had some really bad penalties in the first half that sort of killed some of their drives and momentum. Notre Dame's good. They're not great. Boise State, this is not their year. They can still win the Mountain West. 2 losses, they're not going to get into the playoff. So we'll have to see. I guess they could maybe win out, go 10-2, and then win the conference. I don't know. There's enough vision there for them to make hay. Anyway, Virginia, Louisville, a school I've been disappointed with this year has been Louisville. Virginia's come to play. There's absolutely no doubt that Virginia is a good team. Beating that Florida State team was not easy. Yeah, I'm disappointed in this Virginia Louisville. Louisville to me has underperformed this year. So the ACC is starting to run into the middle of the season now, and the teams that they really need Georgia Tech to keep winning. They need Miami to keep winning. Yeah. Anyway, I won't get on the ACC rant right now. UL Monroe, Northwestern's going to win a game. Everybody, I don't know. They might have won more. I just don't follow Northwestern. Washington with a huge comeback. I'm going to see if I can get to this game. I can sign in with my. Well, I'm not going to do that because everybody's watching. I'll just let the score bug work. But Washington's come back. They were down 20-10. I think they were down 20-7 at one point, or 20-3. If they come back and beat Maryland, that's a big win for Washington. Oklahoma, Kent State, yeah, whatever. Michigan State, Nebraska. Does anybody look at mid-table Big Ten teams anymore? That's a Big Ten question. I know I have Big Ten people watching. Okay, Penn State just turned it over on downs. UCLA's got the ball 30 seconds. They are going to win a game, everybody. Woo-hoo, UCLA, the worst program out there, is going to win a game. So it's not turning the corner necessarily, but I think this is more about Penn State underperforming than it is UCLA winning. So I think that should be the storyline. If you're a Penn State fan, you have to be frustrated with Franklin. And I don't know. You guys have a bye week coming up. Maybe you can reset the decks on or chairs on the decks. Anyway, let's go. Texas Tech Houston is at 5:00. That's in 8 minutes. 7 Eastern. That game's going to be big. Everybody looking past Texas Tech, Houston is missing something out. So I'm telling you, all Big Ten fans, you want to watch a big game that isn't Florida State, Miami, turn it to the Houston, Texas Tech game. That'll tell us whether Texas Tech is for real. I think they are. But yeah, it will. Pavia throwing, intercepted. Yep, ball game. So the dream of Pavia winning in Tuscaloosa, winning 2 years in a row over Alabama, that was always going to be a pipe dream. Okay, so it looks like Texas has scored, so they're down 8. Florida's got the ball. That's an ESPN game. I'm not following that. Let's see if I can find that game here. Give me a second. Can I find that game? Can I find that game? It's my father. I'll have to call him back. I can't find that game. I apologize. My command central is letting me down, so I'm going to go back to the CBS scorebug. All right, let's keep going. Let me do a refresh. So Texas, Florida, that's a live score, 29-21. Alabama's going to win. Louisville, that's another game we need to track. I'm not finding those games on ESPN, which is funny. This Big Ten matchup should have popped up, but it didn't. TCU, Colorado's tonight. TCU has to keep winning. They have to keep winning. They have a loss. They do play some big games coming up in the season, but they can't lose to a down Colorado team. There's the Florida State Miami game that honestly is the game of the night. There's no doubt about it. Mississippi State, sorry. Is Texas A&M for real? They're 6. Is Texas A&M for real, people? These are great questions that you guys all need to answer. I'll get to your comments in just a second. Michigan won over Wisconsin. Wisconsin's down bad. I feel bad for Ryan Willie and all those Badgers. I really, really do. Georgia won over Kentucky, so Hopefully they're over their hangover. Cincinnati, big win over a injured Iowa State. We need to be very clear. Iowa State's played a game more than most every other team. They are desperate need of a bye week. And Cincinnati is better than everybody thinks. Much better than everybody thinks. And I put myself in that category. They're surprising me, which is really cool. I love to see that. Ryan Willie, $5 super chat again. Thank you. Incorrect, Nathan. Wisconsin is the worst team in college football. Wow. Badgers are down bad. I'm sorry, Ryan. You can say that. I'm not going to say that about you, brother. I appreciate it, though. Thank you for being here tonight. Let's see. No other super chats. We can keep going to the scoreboard quickly. Notre Dame's they won that game, and I lost. Ute and I picked. All they had to do was get 2 points to cover. Gosh dang it. Illinois won, coming off that beat down they got from Indiana, and that's it. So that's the scoreboard I'm going to go through. If I missed your game or team, it's just how deep do we want to go with scores tonight? But certainly it's not something we should look past. And I'm cheering for all the teams that are behind that I like. I'm not going to tell you who all those teams are, but we'll go back here. Anyway, okay. Nope, I got to go back to sharing one more tab one more time. Sorry, I apologize. That's a great Bob Thompson quote I got there. Everybody hang on. I'm going to run this. Here we go. Bookmarks. Cody Campbell is taking center stage. So I gave the headlines. We went through scores. I will get to more scores after I show this. But everybody needs to hear this. What's funny about it? First, I'll play the commercial. And then what I'll do is we'll talk about it. Okay. So this is Cody Campbell, booster, super booster, friend of the administration, somebody who's trying to affect change with his own money. And people make jokes that it's his own money. He's a billionaire. Yeah, but it's his own money. Anybody, David McKenzie challenging the ACC stuff with his own money. I respect the hell out of people that are willing to put their own money and resources on the line. It's ballsy. It's awesome. And it shows they really care instead of just sitting behind a Twitter post and they don't back it up with action. Okay. So I think, let me know quickly in the comments if you guys cannot hear this video. Okay. Here we go.
From the fans in the stands to the student athletes on the field, we all love college sports. But to conference commissioners, it's all about money and control. Their greed is bankrupting all but the biggest schools. And women's sports and Olympic programs everywhere are paying the price. Congress must act now to modernize media rights for college sports so programs can thrive and nobody gets left behind. Join the team. Let's save college sports together.
All right, everybody needs to go and sign this petition, okay? I'm going to post the link, and I hope everybody heard that. I'll play it again in a little bit. I'm going to post a link so everybody knows where we're going and who gets credit. This is Cody Campbell's own tweet, and I'm going to read it because I believe in this so much. I'm so passionate about this that there's a lot of people I'm going to piss off. And you guys should know I could care less. Let me do a quick bump here so everybody knows. Join. Sorry, everybody. I apologize. I forgot to have this bump ready. Live now. Talking. Cody Campbell. Let's save college football. And that's a bump. It's a bit of a it's an engagement bump. Hopefully people, because a bunch of people sent me DMs. They wanted to cover it, and it's tough for me to try to manage all these different things. So let's read this, and let's do this. I can even make it bigger. There we go. Cody Campbell. The TV networks, specifically Fox and ABC, are refusing to run this ad for saving college sports today during the games. Okay, so he posted this last night to get the Friday games, and Everybody said, including me, I repeated something that I'd read, not Cody's tweet, but something else that said he wasn't going to be broadcast on Fox or ESPN. So in the third quarter, maybe it happened earlier in the game too, but in the third quarter, I'm watching the game and out of nowhere pops up Cody Campbell's commercial. And I got so excited. One, I've been talking to Cody Campbell, which is cool, right? Being able to talk with a billionaire doesn't happen every day. But what's even better is that even though he was told that they weren't going to play this, ESPN's played it. And now today, everybody's playing it. And it's actually had a bigger effect because he was told they weren't going to play it. If they hadn't have said anything about it, Cody wouldn't have gotten much run out of this thing because nobody would have known about it. It would have been him, guys like me trying to spread the word. But instead, it's had this social media impact, and today it's hit like a nuclear bomb. And it's pissing a lot of people off. My friend Greg Flugar and I completely disagree on this point. On not only on this point, several points, to be honest. But Greg's a stud, and we're friends, so we can do that. So I can see the vision, right? I don't need the detail. People that are detail oriented want to know how, why, immediately, what's the solution, and that's just not me. That's not how I go about and look at things to try to associate my choices with them. So to me, this hits to the heart of everything that the reason I have a YouTube channel, the reason I'm active on X is because and maybe it's because I was conditioned as a BYU fan fighting the man for 50 years, literally 50 years, 50 of my 55 years, fighting the man, literally. I have this fight back mentality. I don't like the way college football is set up right now, and I want to change it. I want players to get paid. I want players to get paid what they're worth. Don't come at me with semi-pro. Don't come at me with that's not college sports. It wasn't college sports, but everybody needs to turn the page. Everybody needs to turn the page. We're in a new world. Money's not going away. NIL's not disappearing. Revenue sharing's not going to do anything but go up. Everybody just needs to deal with it. Deal with the new reality. That's my opinion. Now, my opinion is just like everybody else's, right? Everybody has one. But I'm passionate about this. So let's finish this tweet. No good reason is given as to why, just ignoring us or telling us to contact their attorneys, which is what Cody's constantly fighting that. The general counsel for one major network told me it was a business decision not to play his commercial. This was after we'd sent them a large wire to pay for the ads. Here's Cody sending them money, and they're saying, nope, we won't play it. They cashed the check, by the way, and they're saying, no, we won't play it. We continue. Why would the networks want to silence a legitimate debate, not a solution, not an end product, but a debate, just asking the big questions around an issue that affects hundreds of thousands of kids and is existentially threatening to women's sports and Olympic sports? He could not be more accurate. They may be thriving. Darren Heitner, who, again, somebody I associate with, Darren put out a tweet saying, well, women's sports and Olympic sports has never been more popular. While that's true, this is also true. They're being starved of money that's going to basketball and football. Starved. They're on a titration, if you know what that is, medical term. They're getting it in little drips and drabs. We need something different. We need something different as a team, as a group, right? We continue. What is the business reason that overrides the benefit and enjoyment that college sports provide to tens of millions of Americans? What are they hiding? I love that question. If there was ever a question that money, control, and greed are being prioritized over student athletes, fans, fans and communities, here you go. We all know that the current situation in college sports seemed very slimy and was driven by people who couldn't care less about the common good. That's driving a broad stroke. There are really good people out there, people that I call friends, that have been trying to do a good job. The problem is they're fighting against a system that's 60 plus years old. Okay? So that statement, he's driving engagement with this tweet, but that one, There are good people that have been trying to change this. Not all of them are billionaires. But we know how bad, care less about, where are we at? Seemed very slight, common good, but we had no idea how bad it truly is. It has become obvious. We have to drain the swamp that college sports has become. This fight isn't about me, and it certainly isn't about TV ads. Yeah, Cody Campbell's not trying to be a billionaire that is a social media darling. He's not. He has no interest in being Taylor Swift. None. Okay. So let's just, you guys can just, if that's something that you think, um, it's just, it's not at all true. Live now talking about this. If you want to watch. Sorry. I got to, I'm going to post this link for both the congressman and Cody. Never know what somebody might be into. Not sure. These guys, again, I know them, only that I've traded information with them. Anyway, this fight isn't about me, and it's certainly not about TV ads. It's much bigger. It's about doing what is right and necessary to save a great American institution. And right now, in my opinion, college football is the third most valuable sports entity in the world. Premier League, NFL, college football. And the reason we're not seeing dollar amounts in the many billions is because the media partners and the conferences are trying to control everything and keep it down. If they let college football flourish, if everybody was getting paid generally around the same amount of money, I don't know what that value needs to be to make it worth it to the bigger schools. But if everybody was just a little bit closer, think about how much more competitive we'd be. If we have upset Saturday today, what would it be like in 5 years if a Boise State or a Fresno or a Wake Forest or a Baylor is getting the same amount of money that the Big Ten and the SEC are getting? I'm not even asking for equality. This is off topic here. I'm not asking for equality for the schools. I'm asking just to be a little bit more even on the payouts, right? There's no reason BYU and Utah, near and dear for one reason or the other to my heart, should be making half or a third what Penn State is making. Nobody can justify it to me. That's all brand value, and they deserve it. They're a blue blood. So, but come on. Anyway, let me finish this. I promise I won't that I won't stop fighting until we are successful in solving this problem. And I know I can count on many of you to join me. So I posted the link to Cody's tweet. I really want to talk about it. Okay. I'll do another scoreboard update in 20 minutes. But I'm going to be here for a minute. So let's talk about this in detail. So let me play the commercial one more time, and then we'll go to comments.
From the fans in the stands to the student athletes on the field, we all love college sports. But to conference commissioners, it's all about money and control. Their greed is bankrupting all but the biggest schools. And women's sports and Olympic programs everywhere are paying the price. Congress must act now to modernize media rights for college sports so programs can thrive and nobody gets left behind. Join the team. Let's save college sports together.
College football would be worth, and I'm not being silly here. College football would be worth $15 to $20 billion if it was all combined. The number that came out a couple years ago was $18 billion. That means all the schools could be making $60-70 million. I have no problem with the disparity, right? I don't mind that the big brands who've gotten this, built what college football is. All the big brands did that. They should be able to make more money. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with them going out, getting the best deals they can, and getting more money. What I'm not okay with is an ACC and a Big 12 not getting less money because they're doing anything wrong, getting less money because the media companies decided to be exclusionary. That's why realignment has become such a passionate issue with people. Realignment is passionate because everybody wants to be in the P2. And for good reason. We're seeing it today. All the brands are winning, but some brands are losing. And when those brands lose, everybody else should have an equal opportunity to go up. Get rid of preseason polls. That's the very first thing that I would say fixing college football. If we're just talking about college football. Get rid of preseason polls. No polls till the first Saturday after the first Sunday in October. So that means the 1st or the 7th. And then do something so that more people have access to larger payouts without doing anything with changing the viewing time. Put a Big 12 on at after 9 p.m. Fine. I'm not asking for equality in money. I'm not asking for equality in broadcast windows. I'm asking for a way to collectivize. How do I put this? Put money in a big pool, and then everybody that is competing at whatever the level is that's the highest level, and that still has to be sorted out. Everybody gets a base, and then from the base, then you can start add on value for an Ohio State. You can add on value for a Miami. You can add on value for a Michigan. I'm okay with that. Make more money. Go for it. You turn Minnesota into a behemoth, give them more money. Yeah, how about adding a prize pool and expanding the playoff? How about that? That's a simple thing. Go to 16 or 24 teams. The larger the playoffs, the more money everybody's going to make. Everybody, all the purists that want to be 4, 8, even staying at 12. I think 16 at this point small. In my opinion, the bias is off the charts. They're trying to keep everything exclusionary, like the preseason polls set up the table to do. So let's get rid of all that. Go to 16 or 24 teams. Make it a play-in. In other words, all the conferences now have access to the playoff, and you earn your way into the playoff. Do semifinals in the conferences. You'll make a ton more money. There's so much money being left on the table. Right here, Cody's saying that number's $4 to $7 billion being left on the table that could be harnessed if we made some changes to what we do. And you know what it's going to mean? It's going to mean you're going to have a Cincinnati win a national championship in 10 years. It means that a Wake Forest, if they want to commit to football, has a chance to not only win the ACC, but win a playoff game or two. That's what this happens. If this happens, there's more teams that are actually involved. I could easily say today there's 40 to 50 teams that have enough money and resources and backing to compete for a national championship. 3 years ago, that number was 8 to 12 schools. So which is better? What do we want? Going to a P2, dropping and only having 32 to 38 to 40 teams in a league that's like an Uber league, yeah, fine, whatever. But that is not what we've been building for over 100 years. I don't care who you are. I'm happy to argue with any SEC or Big Ten. All of my OG members are Big Ten people, Big Ten and Big 12. Now I pulled in a bunch of others that come from the SEC and the ACC, because what we're talking about here is better. It's a better offering. By the way, UCLA beat number 7 Penn State, and if Penn State's in the top 25, we might as well just quit polls. If you're a Penn State fan, you got to be frustrated, angry, and you need something to kick your team's butt into playing well. I have no problem with a team losing 1 or 2, dropping out of the playoff. Out of the top 25. You'll go back in. You win 2 more games, you'll be back in. Anyway, thank you for the update, Breckbat. I really appreciate it. So let's get to some comments. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a chance Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I always forget to do that. Oh, sorry, everybody. I need to get this out. Your team win or lose. Come talk about Cody C. Let's chat. You guys are awesome, by the way. I have the best viewers live now, right? Oops, I left live. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to open the phone lines, and I know it's scary. If something happens, I'm willing, to do things, sometimes you have to take chances. And around here, I started this channel so that I could take call-ins and interview people. That's why I started this channel, to do what I'm doing today, which I'm most passionate about. So, yeah, let me go to all right, I'm going to open the phone lines and I'm going to start talking. We do need to be a little bit more structured. So you can call in. You got about 45 seconds to a minute. I'll give you that long. After that, I might ask you a question. We might talk a little bit more, but I want to get through a bunch of calls. So if you're going to call in and just sort of camp, I will cut you off. Don't take it personally. I'm not attacking you. I just want to get through people that maybe haven't called or talked to us in the past. So, all right, I've opened up the call phone. So 801-899-6203. Call me and let's talk, okay? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about your team winning or losing. Let's talk about Cody Campbell and how, in his opinion, he's trying to save college sports. In the meantime, I'm going to work backwards through comments. I will take all super chats first and always. There's right now 150 comments banked. It might be tough to get in without a super chat, but keep giving me comments. You don't have to pay to comment. It's all free. While you're doing that, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube. It's very important. I should do a bump for the X people watching on Twitter right now. For one thing, you can interact. You can do comments, and I see them. Really love YouTube college football. All right. Well, let's go.
Call from
Daniel.
Is this Daniel the Gygax?
Of course it is. And you'll probably end up dumping me off the phone anyway because, well, I'm going to disagree with you.
Oh, please do. I love that.
And we've disagreed with this before. Here's the thing. That whole entire thing with Cody Campbell where he wants to change the Broadcasting Act of 1961.
Yes.
Here's what changes does he want made? Whenever you ask, it's like, well, we just need to change it. The problem is the way the act is set up right now is that it was to allow sports leagues to collectively bargain for their rights. That right now, college football can do that. There's nothing preventing college football from.
They can't though.
Yes, they can.
They have
do it
dedicated
through the
contracts with these
right
conferences. Now. They can't pool their stuff. For one thing, it's against the law. And two, they're locked in deals with conferences.
Yeah, that's the thing. They pull through conferences. Here's the thing. Years ago, they used to have the NCAA had the contract for all of college football.
Yeah, and that changed after 1984.
Yeah, Oklahoma and NCAA.
Yes.
And in the back of my head, I keep thinking that we're going to go back to that again.
But why is that a bad thing? We're doing all other consolidation with other things. We're doing consolidation with realignment. We're doing all kinds of stuff is now coming back together. You and I both know if college football had everything together, the overall value would explode.
It would, but college football is going to be a mess no matter what.
Okay, but that's not a problem that can't be fixed.
True.
Right? Isn't it? And that's all he's making proposals. He's like, let's have a conversation. People are afraid to even have a conversation, Daniel.
But you saw the commercials that they had with all the conferences saying,
I did.
please pass the SCORE Act.
Yeah,
And
and the SCORE Act is a bunch of crap.
yes, it is.
Yeah, there's
And
no antitrust exemption. No antitrust exemption.
Correct. And the SCORE Act right now, I mean,
it's not going to pass.
House,
it's not.
Yeah, the House right now has got other things that they're dealing with, and
right.
the Senate. You don't want to get me started on the Senate. Are you going to get 60 votes in the Senate for
that's
a
what
SCORE
I'm.
Act?
That's my
I
point.
don't think so.
You're not. The SCORE Act, the other act that came out, I can't remember what the acronym is. They're not going to pass.
Not START. Well, I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, they're not going to pass, and the reason they're not going to pass is because the antitrust exemption is a deal breaker for one. They keep putting it in there in different wording, but they keep asking for some sort of change so that they can roll back everything that's happened with the athletes. They want NIL. They want players back on a leash, to be crude about it. They want to be in so much control of what's going on that they're willing to get together. These conferences can't decide what's up.
But here's the other thing:
reform the playoff.
Cody Campbell wants to have a federal government board of college football.
Okay, that's an idea, Daniel. Just because
I know it's not a good one, though,
doesn't mean that's the only. We might be able to change his mind, and I'm not even sure I want to change his mind. But that's the point. Why is everybody so threatened about just having a conversation?
It's not having the conversation. We need the conversation.
Well, that's what people are freaking out about. They're like, "Why are you talking? Why are you complaining?" So let me ask you a question. You came in here all full of energy, which I always love, by the way. And so let me ask you this. If nothing happens, are you happier if nothing at all happens, or are you happier if something happens?
It depends on the something. Okay. It depends on what happens.
Right, qualifiers all around.
Yeah.
But you don't get to that point unless you talk about it. You don't get to that point without debate. You don't get to that point with all the A4 conferences, by the way, where the first ones to do that commercial, getting together and saying, hey, we don't want to lose our little monopolies.
Correct.
Look, if anybody's looking at the conferences and they think they're being altruistic, they are blind.
Yeah. Here's the other question. Where does the G6 conferences fit? Where does FCS? They're talking about fixes that only help the power conferences, not fixes that'll help a smaller school.
Of course. Of course, you're
and
right.
Those schools are absolutely getting killed too.
Daniel, you're exactly right. There's no doubt about it. But
I'll let you take more phone calls.
Okay, well, thank you for calling. I appreciate you.
Hey, no problem.
We'll talk to you later. All right. Thank you, Daniel Gygax, contributor-in-chief. Call me right now, 801-899-6203. 801-899-6203. Let's talk. I want more people to call. I really care about you guys' opinions. While I'm doing that, I will work backwards through comments. We just went from 150 to 200 comments like that. So I know you guys care. 801-899-6203. Here we go. Sean, good to see you, Sean. By the way, BYU won last night. Doesn't really matter. That's an answer to somebody else's question. Oh, let's get to this one. Sean says, a lot of the Senate and the G5 conferences, Bomber, don't ever say ever. Never, I think is what he. That's my point. If you're the Mountain West, you do not want the SCORE Act to pass. If the SCORE Act passes and the A4 get all the control that they want, governance-wise, legally-wise, and they have an antitrust, they are going to drop the G6 conferences like a bad habit. That's the only real thing that's keeping us even close to keeping college football as it is together right now. Sorry, I'm just checking. I got texts and calls. So anyway, yeah, I get what you're saying. At this point, the G6s are in real trouble. Cody is trying to do something to break the essential monopoly that the A4 has. Break the wheel, as I said last night on Twitter. That's what Cody's trying to do. Go Back 45. What's up, brother? I love Go Back 45. There's fantastic takes and super smart and representing the LSU Tigers. Call me, by the way. Call in. 801-899-6203. Call in and let's talk. Okay, Bomber, does a 9-3 PSU get in over a 10-2 Notre Dame? Probably. And the reason I say that is because that means they beat USC. If Notre Dame wins out, it means they beat USC. That gives them one premier win, even if USC's down a little bit. And they need that. They need that bad. So that's what I would say. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, Go Back 45? What do you guys think? Who deserves it more? At this point, I would take a 10-2 BYU over either of those teams. And it's not because I'm a homer. BYU is extremely good. If you didn't watch Bear Bachmeier last night, he had his worst turnover game in his career. He's a true freshman, so his career is 5 games long. But he throws darts like laser beams, easily up in one of the best freshmen, true freshmen, by the way, in all of college football. And BYU's defense is good. So good question, though. I appreciate it. Let's see. James C. checking in, getting ready for that Florida State-Miami game. I can't wait. Can't wait for you. Good to see you. Go mighty UCLA. Isn't that the truth? Go mighty UCLA. That cracks me up. Call in right now, 801-899-6203. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm thinking people can't see the ticker. So I'm going to change this. I'm just going to do this. Call in now. I remember when I was in high school taking typing on a real typewriter. Yeah. 801-899-6203. I want somebody to call me and yell at me. I want somebody to argue with me. That makes my day. All right. I'm going to do this. There we go. Make it big. And yeah, let's see if people can see it now. Call in now. Let's get to more comments. You guys are rolling. Let's see here. Bear Bachmeier is the least of their problems. Losing Jack Kelly is worth 2 bears. You know what? Jack, we're not sure what's going on with him. Unless a report has come out, Sean, we're not sure about either him or Glasgow. They pulled him out and they gave up a touchdown at the end of the game because he wasn't on defense. You could argue that he gave up 2 touchdowns, but that turnover didn't help him. But Jack Kelly's big. Jack Kelly is extremely important for BYU. See, Devil Frog says PSU equals overrated again. Yeah, dang it. Morris Simmons, both he and Devil Frog, valuable members of the College Football Mafia family. Hello, everyone. Go Noles. I've been waiting all year for Miami, Florida State. 2 teams that I absolutely love. I love the people, everything about them. Everything about Florida State and Miami. College football's better when both these teams are elite. Devil Frog says Texas equals overrated again. I would say, man, what Arch Manning? Would you, at this point, would you bench him? Could you imagine what would Feinbaum do if you benched him? Would he absolutely lose his mind? 801-899-6203. We will keep going here. It jumped all around. So we did that one. Sorry, I got out. Here we go. Kenneth Maynard says, I'm a University of Florida alum also. ECU is on a bye week, so I'm pulling for my other alma mater. Good for you, Kenneth. That's what you should do. I support Washington and Washington State. That's where I'm from. Washington's my favorite, but yeah. Aaron Frazier says, I'm a Miami fan. I will point out PSU talent at QB, wide receiver, running back, and tight end. 1994 QB Kerry Collins, first round. Running back Kajana Carter was first round. Tight end Brady was first round, and wide receiver Ingram was second round. Yeah, but they went to the Rose or the that year they went to the Rose Bowl or the Orange Bowl, right? That Penn State team was pretty good. Anyway, Jimmy Otson, good to have you here again. G6 champ will come out of the American, more than likely. More than likely. Yep, they've got 2 or 3 teams that all are going to be there at the end for the conference championship. Yep. Kenneth Maynard keeping us up to date. Wake Forest looks improved. Beat Virginia Tech in Lane Stadium. Virginia Tech and UCLA fighting to be the worst team. But UCLA won today, so we'll have to see. Maryland is getting screwed by the refs. Who won that game? Can somebody give me an update? Did Washington win? I went off my thing because I was doing the. Sorry, let me do a quick refresh. I can update myself. This is the game I wanted to go to. Florida State, Minnesota, Miami or Ohio State being on NBC is big. Nope, that's not the right one. It's great to see you here, Buckshot the Kid. Thank you so much. Black Bat, there was no reason Ewers was starting in Austin over Wonderkind. Yeah, I don't know what the reasoning was, but I do know that the last 3 years has been Manning Uber saga, even before he got there. And I'm learning those Uber saga people are probably not the ones you want to watch to be successful because they're distracted. You could easily say that about Shedeur and Hunter last year at Colorado. Less looking at your watch and more getting the ball downfield before you get sacked for 30 yards. And I'm not dogging on Colorado. Colorado fans are more upset than I am, or than I would be about that. Go by 45 says, I just want both Texas and UF to lose. I think you got your wish. Black Bat says, as an Aggie, I am most worried about LSU. Yeah, Texas A&M has to go through LSU, certainly. Florida, Texas, Missouri are challenges, but beatable. I think LSU, unfortunately, not to piss off Go by 45, but I think LSU's, I think they're exposed as well. Honestly, LSU and Penn State have coach problems, in my opinion. I don't think either one of them is going to get a national championship. That's just me. It has nothing to do with the schools. Brickbat, yeah, so let's quickly go through. Brickbat said they're tied. Michigan State trying to come back. Let's see here. I lost all my scores. Texas Tech's already scored, everybody. So, why am I not seeing the rest of the scores here? That's weird. They're only giving me live. I'm going to have to look at a different thing. Keep me updated, Brickbat, on that score. Let's keep going here. I like this. Daniel says the Streisand effect. When we're talking about something that starts small but catches social media fire like this Cody Campbell thing did. Devil Frog says the courts recognized P4, not P2. It's actually A4. The courts recognized A4. Agenda-driven collusion will only result in more federal scrutiny. Look, I don't want the federal government in anything. I hate the federal government. I hate it. The way it runs. But the ones I'm more mad about are Congress. They're the ones who need. If we had this House settlement, it should have been codified the next day. They knew it was coming for a year. They should have already had something written and pass it to say, yes, we support the House deal. The reason we don't, the reason we've got the SCORE Act and all these other gobbledygook things is because they want to tag stuff on to the House settlement. They could get a House settlement codified tomorrow if they dropped everything else. They're not going to do it. They can't do it. They can't do it. If they give that away, they're losing a ton of control. Justin R. representing the USF Bulls. Good to have you here, Justin. Florida beating Texas now gives USF a quality win. Yes, it does. Florida shocked the world today. Absolutely. Sean says Penn State shouldn't be allowed in the top 15 unless they can beat one UCLA. Really? Hey, Big Ten travel hurts. Big Ten signed up for that travel stuff. They did it to themselves. Nobody wants to talk about the Cody Campbell thing. I'm really surprised about that. I know you guys are smart and you care about this stuff. 801-899-6203. Call in right now. I'll keep reading comments. We'll just get through these things. Go Black 45 says Cody's plan is college football is government takeover. If you don't trust the NCAA, you're going to trust you're going to trust Congress. That should be a question mark. No, I don't like either one of them. The NCAA is antiquated, needs to be gone. The A4 are trying to replace it, but they're not just trying to replace it. Again, they're adding stuff to it. Look, the House thing is going to be guidance for the next year. I do not see any act being passed unless something happens miracle-like. I don't see it. Jan Hulk, all the way from Slovenia. Yes, the College Football Mafia family is international. We appreciate Jan tuning in. We got people in Philippines and Australia. I've had people in Thailand and Japan, the Samoan Islands call. So we're an international channel, just so you know. Mexico, Canada. Jan Hulk, love college football. More upsets, please. Yes. More upsets, please. I love it. Sean saying upsets are what gives us fans the passion we have for the sport. And then go against realignment. Excellent. Excellent. I love that. Wow. All the hype of Penn State start scheduling P4 non-conference games. Stop scheduling cupcakes. That's hilarious. It is brutal that Penn State loses to UCLA. I'm sorry, guys. That is a brutal loss. That is a beatdown of beatdowns to lose that game. 801-899-6203. Let's talk some more Cody Campbell and saving college sports. Let's see here. Sean says day late and dollar short to talk about it. That's funny. Devil Frog, something tells me Big Ten land will be cheering for UH tonight. Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. They will. Devil Frog. They want no part of Texas Tech, BYU. Is that all that's left now, undefeated in the Big 12? I can't remember. They don't want any Big 12 teams to be 7-0, 8-0. They don't want that. I think if it happens again, I think BYU, with all the upsets we've had this year and how few people are still undefeated, I think BYU this year probably gets into the it's a road game, but they probably made the CFP. Because of the way everything's working out. The SEC's games are getting dinged. The Big Ten games are getting dinged. So if you're in the ACC and Big 10 or Big 12, you've got a cherry opportunity now, brilliant opportunity to get into the playoff. Just got to keep winning. Anyways, that's spot on. By the way, let me bring up Devil Frog just so everybody knows. To become a member, once you're a member, what I see is green, and I see this little StreamYard logo. When I bring those people up, give them a little extra cheer because they've been long-standing members of the College Football Mafia family, and I very much appreciate them. It's great to see you, Devil Frog. Thank you so much again. I already did those. Morris Simmons is laughing. Let's keep going. Is this PSU probably won't beat ISU. They have a crush on IU and everyone else down the line. Yeah, we'll see. I think ISU, if we're talking about Iowa, that's the only ISU I know. Am I missing one? Indiana is university, so different. But unfortunately, Iowa State has injuries. In their defensive backfield, they lost 2 starters just this last week, or at least that's when they declared them out. Yeah, it's really, really bad. guys. And I feel bad. I feel bad for Iowa State fans. They've been so good the last several years, but just even getting to 10 wins was a great achievement. But you're not playing on in the playoff, and that sucks. 801-899-6203. Call me now. We will keep going. Glasgow is fine. That's great to hear. Thanks for the update. That's a big deal. Coos Corner. Justin, you can join the show if you want to and talk a little bit if you want to. This was not 10 minutes ago, so if you're still watching, either call in or host right here in the comments, and I can send you an invite. I can send you an invite, whether you want to come or not. I'll just send you an invite anyway. That would be Justin Coos from Coos Corner. Super great collaborator, somebody I really appreciate for all his hard work on his channel on YouTube. Make sure you follow and subscribe to his channel. All right. I sent you the link if you want to join, or you can call in. Justin, I'd love to talk to you. West Virginia has an argument for the worst team. Lol. Look, you might have found a quarterback. If you want to run quarterback keep for the next 6 weeks or whatever, it's going to get him killed. But he's an athlete. He can throw. I kind of liked your quarterback. I just think there's so many other problems to deal with. QB at this point, I don't think is the only one, certainly. Let's see here. I don't know, Coos. The worst rides in Chapel Hill. Okay, again. So let's Virginia Tech, UCLA, and North Carolina has to be on that list. North Carolina has to be on that list, and that's brutal. You pay all that money for Belichick, and North Carolina is on a top worst list. They might only win 2 games. That's how bad that team is. Anyway, let's see. Koo says probably Kenneth, but that's not a high bar. Yep, that's true. Sean says Bomber. By the way, there's a little trick there if you haven't picked it up, whether you're a member or not. If you use my name in your comment, I tend to lean into those, just so you know. Little trick. Sean knows it. Very smart. Cagey Sean is. Bomber, all these kids, especially now they're getting paid, are under pressure. It's true. With money comes responsibility. It comes with accountability, which is what Sean's saying here. The stress is enormous. No, it's just crazy, the pressure. But they're also making more money now than they would be making once they're out of school if they're not professionals. So it's a trade-off, right? Okay, here's an update. Thank you, Brickbat. I appreciate your updates. Thank you. Keep me in the know. UVA. So Virginia wins again. I believe they're 6-0 now. Get out for the Cavaliers, everybody. 27-24 over Louisville. Louisville's got something going wrong this year. I had Louisville making the playoff, I think, or maybe it was the ACC championship game. Very disappointing. I feel bad for Louisville fans who I've come to know and love and appreciate. Louisville fans are great. Morris Simmons again. I don't care for Herb Street and the other announcer calling the Miami versus FSU game. I don't either. Not a fan of Kirk Herbstreit has lost his way, in my opinion. He was much better 10 years ago. When he's taken on more responsibility and everything, I don't think that's been great for college football. I wish him all the luck in the world, but yeah, I think we've lost DOG Herbstreit. He ain't coming back. Morris is here. That was at 5:33. That was right after kickoff. So I appreciate you being here and watching the game, Morris. Definitely. Let's see here. Let's see. More comments. Hey, call me now. 801-899-6203. I'd love to talk to you. Coos is still watching. I want Coos to call in and see what his opinion is about the Cody Campbell thing. I think he and I, maybe it's changed, but I think earlier in the year we disagreed. And I love that disagreement. I love it. So Coos, let's talk about the Cody Campbell thing. Let's not even talk football for a minute. I respect your opinion. I'd love to have you come on. Kuz says that 2013 team was bad too. We're talking about West Virginia now. Lost to KU and Iowa State before they were good. Did win 4 games. Yeah. I want West Virginia to make a bowl game. I'm pulling for them. I think I had them in my rankings. They were in the top 8. Oh, I might be lying. They might have been 9 or 10. But I love West Virginia. I hope they do well the rest of the year. Kenneth says one less undefeated. Louisville lost to Virginia. Yep, 5 now. I'm telling you, staying undefeated anymore is becoming almost impossible. Check Oregon. What Oregon did last year. It was bound to happen, by the way. They had outclassed everybody they'd played, but they hadn't had somebody punch them in the mouth. Ohio State could have won, maybe should have won the first encounter. It was like clockwork, them losing in the Rose Bowl. Very predictable. If I would have had money, if I was a bettor, I would have bet that game. Whatever the over was, I would have bet the win. Yeah. So has Oregon changed? I don't know if Oregon's changed. They're still undefeated, but have they improved so much that we look at them and say one of the best teams of the century? I don't know. Kenneth Maynor, again, a valuable member of the College Football Mafia family. I wouldn't be surprised in UVA is this year's SMU and could steal a playoff spot if they win 11 games. Maybe. I don't know the rest of their schedule. I thought we ran through it a couple weeks ago. I might be remembering wrong, but they have an upcoming couple games still, I think. Although to beat Louisville, beat Florida State, need much more.
Call from
Coos from Coos' Corner.
What is going on, Justin?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good today. I'm sorry you're probably not feeling great after last night.
Nah, I mean I'm not, but I'm also at this point I'm kind of I'm in acceptance mode.
Oh, you resigned?
You know the stages of grief?
Yeah.
I'm in the acceptance stage.
Okay.
It's a rebuild, man. You got to tear it down before it can be built back up, and that's where we are.
I think it is kind of interesting. You already have people saying fire Rich Rod, though. That's hilarious to me. What are those guys talking about?
Yeah, those are probably the people that didn't want him hired in the first place. Yeah. Honestly.
Okay.
There was a contingent of fans that didn't want him back. So.
No, totally understand. Anything else you want to say before I ask a question?
No, man, I'm good. Get far away. All right, I'm anxious
great.
to talk about this.
Oh, man, absolutely. And this is going to be an ongoing conversation for the next years, right? It's not going away. It's kind of like real. I mean, It's never dead. Okay, so I'm sure you've seen the commercial by now. You saw the tweet that Cody Campbell put out, and you know the pushback that the conferences all, tried to keep him off the air with the media partners. First, kind of tell me where you're at with the whole thing and kind of where you're thinking.
I think we need to listen to Cody Campbell, man. I'm not saying his plan is perfect, and I'm not saying it's going to happen or needs to happen.
Right.
But I definitely think the pushback is proof to me that it might actually work, because I think it would take power away from the people, from a lot of people right now that have it.
It would.
And they're not happy about that. So that's why they're pushing back on it so bad. That's my opinion.
And I think, just to buddy up to that, and I don't think I've said this tonight, but I think that the pushback that you're describing, which is spot on, that's, when you've hit a nerve, that there's something there.
Yep.
Somebody's trying to protect to grim death. And now we know why. We know why the conferences are doing what they're doing. And Cody's been very clear. He knows why he's doing what he's doing. So what'd you think of the commercial itself?
I mean, I don't hate it. Whether it'll work or not is yet to be determined. But I mean, he's putting his money where his mouth is.
He is.
So you got to give him some kudos for that. And I know that a lot of people aren't buying what he's having to say, and they think he's doing this for selfish reasons and all that. But here's my answer to that. Okay, if what he's doing is self-serving, then what is the SEC and Big Ten, and heck, really, to be fair, even the whole P4, are they not all self-serving too?
Of course. Yes,
So
absolutely they are.
why call him? Why throw stones at him for being self-serving? And which I still don't. I'm still not convinced that it is self-serving.
Right.
How is it self-serving? He's practically buying Texas Tech's way into being competitive at the highest
Absolutely, he is. Yeah.
level. And
what he's proposing
people are threatened. Yeah. So I don't understand why people keep saying, well, he's just trying to bring Texas Tech up to their level. He can already.
Yes.
He's doing it right now with his checkbook.
Yes.
So I just don't. I'll be honest with you. I think the people that all the Big Ten people are up in arms about this thing. Even as far on social media, I saw one person say anybody that believes him is a moron.
Yeah.
Bring it on. If you want to say we're a moron, bring it on. I want to hear I'll debate them. I just think it's ridiculous because somebody has a difference of opinion that you're a moron. But anyway, I don't want to get into that. But I just listen. Here's the way I know one of the pushbacks, and this is something that I disagree with Greg Flugar on with this.
You and I
like
both
Greg and respect
disagree
Greg,
with Greg,
but I vehemently disagree with his take on this.
Yes.
He's saying it'll be a government takeover. Nowhere, anywhere.
No.
Has anybody ever mentioned anything about a government takeover?
Nope.
Where that's coming from is it's like they're making stuff up. Nobody's ever said yes, the federal government would have to charter the organization.
Yes.
People need to research what a government charter is. It doesn't mean it's government run. It means they have to pass the laws to put the organization into existence.
Yes.
Then they can have somebody else run it. I hearken it to, I don't know if you're familiar with checkoff programs. Are you familiar with checkoff programs?
No.
Like the Got Milk campaign, for example.
Oh, okay. I Got Milk. That was a good campaign.
The dairy industry has a checkoff program. My industry now has one.
Okay.
Or part of segments of my industry has one. It's basically where one industry gets a government chartered organization to where, for example, all milk, anybody that buys milk, probably a few cents of that goes to the dairy industry for promotion and education about their products. And that helps them to promote the product more, to educate people about the product, and hopefully to sell more of it.
Right, absolutely.
But the government isn't running it necessarily. The government just allows it to be in place, charters it, and they may oversee it. Like they might look at the books and say, okay, is this thing working? Is it not working? Whatever. But it doesn't mean they're running the day-to-day operations of it.
No, it's fear-mongering. It's fear-mongering.
Correct.
Yeah, they're trying to scare people to death. Uninformed people.
And if Cody Campbell, if his plan will actually save Olympic sports and women's sports, then I think we all need to be on board with it, because at the end of the day, those are the people who are going to get hurt the most from the direction college sports is going right now.
Do you see any, and I'm literally saying any way that we go back to the way college football used to be 10 years ago?
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, there's no way, but I think this would get us closer to that, potentially.
It would. We would be more aligned. And
but it would be governed
be
by a different entity. Yes, It would be a different entity. You would have a little bit more parity. I mean, obviously, even in his plan, you have unequal revenue sharing.
And that's fine. I have no problem with that.
Right, I don't either. I'm a capitalist, man. The Blue Bloods are still going to make more money than everybody else.
That's right.
And that's why I don't understand. That's why I don't understand all this pushback. If you're a fan of Ohio State or Michigan or Notre Dame or USC or Alabama or Georgia, whoever, your team's still going to make more money than everybody else.
They don't want the loss of control. They don't want to lose control. Yeah, it's money's there already. Opportunities there already. This is all about who's driving the bus. They don't want to give up control.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good fair point. Now, if I'm a fan of a team like Minnesota or Purdue or Indiana or Vanderbilt
Yeah.
or Mississippi State, just, the Maryland, I
Yep.
might be concerned and I might not like it. But
Yes. I think that's what you've hit it. You just nailed it. The schools that
but
aren't going to be happy are Big Ten and SEC schools that are below. And we don't have to name them, but they're
right, but
markedly
according to Cody, they'll even
below.
make more money.
Well, sure, and I'm okay with, like, I agree with you. The money thing, if you've earned it, you should get paid it, right? I think if you're a school that's a blue blood and you're getting more money than anybody else, I have no problem with that. What I do have a problem with is Fox, NBC, CBS only doing a deal of that size with the Big Ten.
Yeah.
And it was an arbitrary pick, by the way. So the schools that aren't, unless you're talking about a super league, an elite super league of 20 to 24 teams, everybody else is generally the same when it comes to income and how they spend.
Yeah, and Bomber, let's be honest. We know the reason they wanted that deal with the Big Ten. It wasn't because of the schools at the bottom.
Oh, of course.
They want Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State and USC on their television screen.
Yeah. Brands, baby.
Yeah.
Brands sell tickets.
Just like the SEC's deal. They want Tennessee. Now the SEC's defense, they have more big brands, in my opinion, than the Big Ten does.
Yes.
But still, it comes down to the big brands.
Yes. Yeah. And right now, the Big Ten is so top heavy. So top heavy.
Oh, absolutely.
And
now they're even they might be even more top heavy after today.
Yeah, there's no joke. I think, and that's, people are threatened by that. People are threatened by that. They don't want it.
Well, welcome to our world, man.
Thank you.
How does it feel?
Let's go. Let's bust knuckles and let's do this thing. You're exactly right.
I mean, Jesus Christ, man. We've been like that. Big 12's been like that from the get-go, man.
Well, and BYU was the outside looking in forever.
I was going to say, and it's been longer than that for folks like BYU and the G6s.
Yes.
So why not allow them to raise their boats? Let the rising tide raise all boats, man.
Thank you. I love that. That's a great quote. You need to put that in quotations. Look up what the actual verbiage was. Make sure you get all the words right, and just say the Cody Campbell show. The Cody Campbell commercial right off his tweet, and just say, "Rising tide raises all boats." Close that tweet out.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Why not allow more students to get more scholarships for more sports?
Right. Are we literally going out of our way now, obnoxiously trying to kill sports? Maybe they're trying to kill sports they never wanted in the first place, and they've been looking for a reason to kill them.
I tell you, somebody I would love to chime in on this whole thing, on this whole situation with college sports. I'd like to hear somebody from the Olympic Committee. The Olympic Committee needs to be involved in this.
I could probably get somebody. My dad worked with them. That's
really?
A good idea,
awesome.
Actually.
Because
that's a good idea.
Who do you think feeds the Olympic sports? I actually fear that the United States could suffer at the Olympics over what's happening in college sports today.
It does. It does. Always has.
Because if you start losing some of these programs at these schools, that feeds the Olympic teams, what's that going to do to your U.S. Olympic teams in the future? I think people need to think about that.
In Europe, they have two sports: the Olympics, and they have football, soccer. That's it. So all their athletes play Olympic sports. It's huge in Asia.
Right.
The one place it's not is the one that has the best leagues of every sport, and that's the United States. If you can make 5 times the money that you might make as a track athlete playing a wideout for the Raiders, you're going to do that.
Right.
Or baseball. I mean, all our best players, you and I'm saying the obvious, but forever and a day, all our best athletes have always played the sports that pay money.
The major sports, absolutely.
Always have. You might have
but
every once
those
in a while.
athletes Yeah, but those athletes in the other sports deserve a shot to
I don't
perform at the
disagree with
highest
you.
level in their sport, and they deserve to get a free college degree out of it if they're good enough to do it.
So let me ask you a flyer question. You and I, just so everybody knows, we haven't spoken on this topic, so I think this is really cool. People are hearing different things. What do you think about the idea of the federal government building a not an annual, they have to go back and ask for money all the time, but does a one-time money dump into a fund that will continue to stay alive off of its interest, but the derivatives can all be spent on Olympic sports and women's sports in college. It will subsidize their operation. Because that's really what the next step would have to be.
That's a great question.
You know, how bad do we want Olympic sports, right?
I don't think to me, that's a last resort, but
right.
If you need to do that, do it. I mean, I'm okay with it, but I think there's a potential if you do a plan like Cody Campbell's or something similar, maybe you don't need that.
Right. And I think that's what he's saying. He's trying to ask those questions.
Because the money from the TV networks might pay for it.
Yes. You got it 100%.
That's my take.
Well, I appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you having me on. And,
always.
Give me the chance because I've kind of been wanting to vent about this anyway, so this gave me a good outlet.
Okay, excellent. Well, tell everybody about your channel and everything that's going on over there. You're so busy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, obviously I cover West Virginia primarily. I do touch on Big 12 as well when I can, but during the season it's mostly West Virginia content. Unfortunately, I've not had a chance to do my post-game show yet because of the late ending of the game, and then today I had a family issue come up that I had to take care of, but it kept me busy all day. But I will be doing one.
Okay.
But yeah, just come over, get updates on West Virginia, what's going on there, keep up with what's going on with the injuries and the Rich Rod era and all that, and of course game previews, recaps, all that, and then. Again, I do cover Big 12 occasionally. If any big news breaks about the Big 12, I typically try to cover it. And you can also find me as Couz's Corner, by the way. You can find me on X at Couz206. It's COUZ206 on X.
And he's one of the OGs in this whole thing we're trying to do on social media. So definitely subscribe to his channel. It's the very first thing you got to do. Follow him on Twitter and then get out there and get active. His community isn't just West Virginia. So you go there.
I have
go ahead.
A lot of great college football fans over there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Some of the best, actually. So, okay. Yep. Well, thank you. I appreciate it, Justin. It's great to talk to you.
Hey, thank you for having me on. Thank you for giving me the chance to talk, man.
All right. Anytime.
Hope you know that.
Anytime. Okay. If you need me, all you got to do is ask.
Absolutely, brother.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you later.
All right. Bye.
All right. That is Couz's Corner in the house. We'll give him a clap out. Thank you so much. I'm not sure if I clapped after Daniel's thing too. Daniel, there's a clap for your phone call. Thank you so much, Couz. I really appreciate you coming on. Really respect his opinion. And people need to look. You don't have to have a finance degree anymore, a lawyer degree. You don't have to have a degree at all to do what we're doing on the social media creators front. What it takes is a lot of hard work and people that put in the hundreds of hours, obviously for free, but you're doing it because it's a passion. Focusing on individual topics. And the topics that I decided when I got in that I was going to cover are the ones we've been talking about. Realignment, the business of college football, how we can fix and repair what we currently have, what's modifiable, and what just needs to go away. And the one thing that goes away, it's not going to stop, in my opinion, is preseason polls. Got to get rid of preseason polls. And you know why? Because if you look at the top 25, you see death and destruction all over the place. Because the preseason top 25 was not really the best top 25. It needs to go away. By the way, Florida State on their first drive went and got 3 points. That's a quick update on Florida State, Miami. Okay. Kenneth Maynor, I was going to talk to this, and then Justin joined the show, and I apologize. I normally don't let super chats last that long, so please forgive me. I love having you around here. A $10 super chat from Kenneth Maynor, Eastern Carolina Pirates fan. He says, I'm an alum of a school with a huge chip on their shoulder and have a lot in common with Big 12 fans. Yes, Eastern Carolina does. ECU is a rabid fan base that deserves better and should be in the P4. I will support this petition. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, Cody Campbell, his petition. Let's. I don't think I've missed any other super chats. I haven't. Okay, so let me do a few more comments, and then I will not close the show out quite yet. I'm going to run the Cody Campbell thing one more time because we've had about 50 people join the show since I started. Okay, let me do this one more time. Let it sit for a minute. We'll go again. Repost. Okay, quickly, a few more comments. Sean says, so many weapons. Texas Tech can win a playoff game or two, in my opinion. Love it for the Big 12. Texas Tech is really good. Yep. Very, very, very. Let's see here. Adam on to Barrows. Good to see Adam. I know I'm cutting into your game, brother. I appreciate you stopping by and saying hi. He says, sorry, watch later. Tech game on. I knew that was going to happen. We're getting up to a point where, it's the top of the hour. We've done 90 minutes. I know games are starting. So quickly. Oh, here we go.
Call from
Town Hawk.
to accept, press 1. To send a
Hey, to Town Hawk. What's up, man?
Hey Nate. Oh, I'm just in the car. Probably a safety precaution because I'm about to scream so loud.
I want to hear it,
Shattered
man.
glass.
Scream. Let's go.
Oh no. If I do, I might literally pop a blood vessel or burst my chest open.
Okay, so talk to me. Talk to me.
Well, I honestly I haven't seen any of the game, and I can't get ESPN app to work on my phone right now, so all I have is basically
it's broken.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
I've got Roku, and I've gotten it on Xfinity, but I can't get it on Roku. And between you and me, I think ESPN is crippling it, trying to force people to switch over to their direct
to the Alabama game.
Well, no, the direct to consumer app. The new app that they're selling. Hey, by the way, did you know there's an app now that combines ESPN and Fox? It's $40.
Yeah, what's the one they tried to kibosh it earlier, but I guess the FCC or whatever signed off on it finally.
I guess so. I saw the first commercial this morning. Yeah, or last night maybe. All right, keep going. I'm listening to you.
I have no idea what's going on. We haven't scored a point, and it's the end of the first. I don't know if you've seen any of this game or not.
I haven't. I've only got one working.
Oh, good grief! It looks like they're getting ready to run in for another one. There's no way we can go down 14-0 to Scott Frost. I might. Oh, good grief! I might have to move.
UCF is back, baby.
Oh no! This will be a absolute crushing blow killer because we got Texas Tech next week.
Yes,
and that would be limping in. Basically, it would make the K-State KU game the toilet bowl.
Pretty much.
I think, yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yep.
Unbelievable. We cannot be doing this. We got a 6-year quarterback. What in the world is going on?
Man, I don't know. I don't know. I cannot figure it out at all.
Oh, good Lord. Oh, well. Yeah, okay, so that's how my day's going.
I'm sorry.
Well, you guys looked pretty good last night.
Yeah, I mean, we had a couple bobbles there, but, a true freshman quarterback hadn't turned the ball over in 4 games. It was kind of his number last night. But, yeah, a couple of injuries we're watching, but a good win over West Virginia.
Well, so okay, let's talk about this. So who's looking like the top 3 or 4? Tech, BYU, now Cincinnati.
I think you have to put
Based on
Utah in
today
there. Still,
and
Utah
Utah.
still gets to compete, although they are a step behind because they lost to Texas Tech straight up. BYU plays them in 2 weeks. That'll be a measuring stick game in a lot of ways for both teams.
I
Arizona already
don't
has.
know what to make.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're right. You're right. Arizona, BYU, or not BYU.
Arizona
Sorry,
lost
Baylor.
last week, right?
I
think
can't
they
remember
did.
who they played.
I think they did lose. Let me look. I can't change it. Where's my? I don't know. Somebody give me an update and let me know. I think Arizona lost last week. Doesn't matter.
I think they played Utah.
If they played Utah, they lost. But did they play? I don't know who they played, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter to Downhawk. It doesn't matter.
Well, so who's the bottom end of the league right now?
It's upside down.
Oklahoma State. Well, Oklahoma State with a bullet.
Yes.
But
Oklahoma State, Kansas State are fighting for that lower tier for some reason. I'm trying to run through. Arizona State's up. Arizona's up. BYU, Utah are both up. Colorado only has 2 wins. So you probably have to put Colorado definitely in the second half of the conference. Who are we missing? Let's see. TCU has 1 loss, but they've looked good. TCU's look good.
What's going on with the Houston Tech game?
I am not watching that game. I am watching, but I can't give you a score. I'm watching the Florida Miami game. So I had it up here, and then ESPN quit working for some reason. So I think they're breaking. I think they're crippling their own product. That's my opinion. Texas Tech's winning 15-3. Colorado, TCU are tied. Ohio State, Minnesota's up 3-0.
Greg's got to be thrilled about that.
Yep. Mississippi State, Texas A&M 3 up. Michigan 1. I think all these others are finals. So maybe they're playing the late game.
Okay.
Playing the late game. I'm not sure.
My God.
Score's not up there.
131 yards in the first quarter given up.
Yeah.
That's on pace for 520. That is just no. That is not right. That is just so wrong.
So before, let me get you out of your morass since you called in. What do you think, really quick, what do you think about this Cody Campbell thing?
Well, I was listening to what you guys were saying, and the thing you were talking about, the fact they're fear-mongering on the government takeover.
Yep.
Well, what it sounds like, what they're talking about formulating is basically like a new NCAA, right? Yeah, some new oversight.
I think I still have yet to talk to Cody Campbell in person. I've got an interview he promised me, and I've been trying to get from him. But I think what Cody Campbell's trying to do is just start the conversation. If the NCAA can be reformed, fine. In my opinion, they've got too much baggage. I think it would be much easier, cleaner, faster, and would be less pain. Less pain would be involved if they just did create something new. Government oversight is kind of a question mark. He's asking for support for something to be passed. A law needs to be passed. The House agreement still needs codification. So work still needs to go through Congress, but I don't think I've seen one quote where he said in fact, I've heard him say the opposite, where he wants to turn college sports into another executive office, like the Department of Defense or something. I don't think that he doesn't want something like that created. All he wants is reform to that media deal. So right now they cannot collude to combine media dollars. Everybody's screaming they can. They can't. That's what he's trying to change is the law from 1961, which kept the ESPNs and Fox away from doing one overarching deal. And then what he's saying is once you get the money sorted out, then you work down in priority list. The next thing, he doesn't care about doing the administration. He doesn't want to take that part away from the NCAA. What he wants is somebody that just is lightning quick on the things that can be dealt with right now. Like the Deloitte CSC thing is turning into an unmitigated disaster. Hello. I predicted that 2 years ago. Yep, I did. Look up the show. The NIL and transfer portal and all that stuff is still a mess. I believe that players should get paid, and I'm against what the conferences put out for control to put Cody Campbell in his place. But at the end of the day, money's going to drive the bus of all of it. So depending on how much money they invest, it will determine what the outcome will be.
Well, one of the things I would worry about as far as he's fighting for the right for the conferences to be able to pool their rights and
Yes.
Negotiate.
Yep.
But in that is that the conferences as a combined unit in total, or
Yes.
could that be, say, one or two conferences by themselves? Has to be very, very, very specific wording, because call me gullible, call me fearful, but if it were just bland language,
Yeah.
do you think the Big Ten and the SEC might just scoot together and do their own deal and, hey, go on down the road and sorry, Charlie, to everybody else?
It
Call me
wouldn't work
crazy,
if
but
they did that. That wouldn't solve anything. The solution has to be, and I'm putting on Texas Tech here and multi-view so I can watch both. It can't work that way. It's an all or nothing thing. You either take everybody or you can't take anybody because it defeats the
but
purpose.
that has to be specific, because I can see, somebody of the ilk of Greg Sankey, smiling and saying, "Yeah, sure, we're on board." But if it's not specifically written out there,
Yes.
then possibly turning around and say stabbing somebody in the back, just like he did to Bob Bowlesby. I mean,
Yeah.
the guy sat there for 9 months and sat there, hey, we're going to work out this college football playoff, and yeah, it's all going to be great, and yada, yada, yada. And oh, by the way, sorry about you, Bob. Tough cookies.
I think you answered your own question. It has to be all of, and I will qualify it by saying this. There is a world, my Supra league, it cuts down, right? I think the highest number I have on any of my prognostications is 72. It's more than half of all the schools playing Division One, and it's definitely it would be 72 of the most ability to compete at a high level every week with the Ohio States of the world. So it's in my opinion, 136 doesn't work. But what does is the money. So I can still have the Supra League that's outside the conferences. It's just a league that plays for a championship. But all of the money, and he's saying anywhere from 4 to 7 billion additional dollars go to all the schools. That's not chicken feed. 4 to 7 billion would go to everybody. And that would include subsidizing.
That per annum? Per annum or over the life of a contract? That's big.
I think it's per annum. But that's one of the questions I need to ask him. I think he may have clarified that. I haven't seen the clarification. So if somebody was watching right now says, Bomber, you're wrong, he said that was over 5 years or something, just let me know. I'm wrong all the time.
Right.
So I'd love to just know the answer.
Well, because that brings up just like the Memphis argument, right? Where they were planning to buy their way in, and it sounded like a big
Right.
giant
Well,
number,
SMU broke the
200 million.
bank. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. But I mean,
Yeah.
well, when you broke it out, it was like throughout the rest of the contract, and then it wound up being something like 2.7 to 3 something mil per school for the
Right.
remainder of the contract. So it wasn't worth it to them. You know what I mean?
It won't be, because at that point it's not about the money. For one thing, the FedEx money was going to come over a 10-year payout. So they're 200 million over 10 years, 20 million. You got set. It would be 17 schools. You'd have
Oh
to.
yeah, it's like 1.3
That's what
or
I'm saying. It's
1.2.
nothing.
Yeah.
It could not be about. Everybody's saying they're trying to get their way in, doing SMU's trick. I think that door is pretty much eternally closed. I can't see that reopening. I can see it reopening for a conference to take advantage of a school, but I don't think you're bringing them in because you're giving them the money. You have to bring them in for a different reason.
Yeah. Hopefully, performance on the field.
Yeah, we're getting to a point where I'm not sure performance on the field is going to do it by itself. I really don't think so. I think, for instance, everybody talked for the last 3 years. Greg has been on this. Greg Pflugar, peek around the corner, that North Carolina is number one behind Notre Dame. Right? Well, North Carolina hasn't won anything for decades.
Oh, they're not going to this year.
No, they're going the wrong way. So if they're the number one for realignment, it has to be for other reasons. I would say it's for the Jumpman Nike brand. Just like they brought in Oregon, the Nike brand. So,
do people really watch UNC?
I don't know. I know a bunch of UNC people that I really like that were absolutely pumped up about this season. So
I know that's something. You could probably, he'd know that right off the bat. I know.
Probably,
he's done
yeah.
so much research on it.
Yeah, no, he would. He would know more than I do, certainly. All right, I got to let you go to Town Hawk. Thank you so much for calling in. I always love talking to you, guy.
You too, Nate.
Okay.
Take it easy and have a great weekend.
You too. You have a great weekend as well. Enjoy the fall.
Oh, I'll try.
Okay, we'll see you later.
See ya.
All right. That is to Town Hawk. And he took me 20 minutes longer than I was going to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Always good interviews when I talk to these guys. I really appreciate them coming. I'm going to try. I've got 12 comments starred. I'm going to work through those comments. So here we go.
Call from
Nitwit.
PSU Nitwit in the house. What's going on, man?
What's up, brother? Thank God you have a show tonight, man. Thank God.
Why?
You have a show tonight. Just to take my
give
mind
you a chance
off.
to dump? Yeah, please.
Just to take
tell me what you're
my
thinking.
mind off. Well, I wanted to call in about some college football topics because you guys
Let's
do
go.
a great job on talking about. But I will talk about Penn State for a while.
Okay.
I mean, just for a moment.
Okay.
I really feel, you kind of come to these pivotal moments in a program. I'm sure you following BYU, you felt some of those as a fan over the years. I think this is a pivotal moment. I think when the obvious is, presented to you, you need to look at it, examine it, learn from it. And I think for those people out there justifying Franklin remaining a coach at Penn State, I know he has a $56 million buyout, but what price are you going to pay? I mean, obviously you're going to lose recruits now.
Yep.
You could be sliding down into that second tier Big Ten area. And that's a no man's land down there.
It is.
So is it worth $56 million? To get a Lane Kiffin or somebody, to come up here
Lane
and
Kiffin.
take
Can
over.
you imagine Lane Kiffin at Penn State? That would be whoa.
Oh my God, that would
I
be
haven't
my
heard
first.
that before. I like that idea.
I mean, can you imagine Lane Kiffin in the Big Ten?
I
mean,
love that idea so much. Wow.
But like I said, like out of all the coaches I've watched, I think if we could get Lane Kiffin as our coach, I think he's a great young, still young, vibrant coach, very offensive minded and an offensive age. And the thing is about the history of Franklin, I'll give you guys the lowdown of Franklin. Do you want, I mean, just from being a fan and closely
Go ahead. Yeah, I'm listening.
hearing people, I mean, Franklin was a Division II quarterback that came out of those divisions. He's always surrounded himself like with, did you ever meet somebody like they're the smartest men in the room?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like they think they can come up with something to overthink. Well, I mean, like they think they could come up with a plan to just over, I mean, like they got the plan. They know the plan. Like that works in Division II, and it might work in, Maryland back in the day when he was a coach and they were scheming up stuff, and it's not going to work in big time football. That's why he overthinks things. He like today at the half, he thought running out the clock so they didn't get the ball back was the great thing, but you didn't score. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So
yeah.
it's just like one thing after another with him. Like when you deal with those type of people, it's like they're the smartest people in the room. You're just not going to change them.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You're right.
And
Of course. Yeah.
You see these patterns over and over again in his coaching tenure.
Yep.
Like he thinks he's going to make the smartest call. You know what I mean?
I did. Yeah, I know.
He's gonna,
I've thought he's had a fatal flaw since he's been there.
Right. He's going to call the third and he's going to call the 4th and 6th draw at Ohio State, and it's going to win.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like that's the smartest call. I mean, the one thing about I have to give credit to when you get to a level where you need to play big time football, like Urban Meyer, I mean, he ran spread option and schemed up stuff, but he ran power out of that. You know what I mean? If you're running outside zone against Oregon, you're playing right in with what they want to do. You know what I mean? Hell, you ran it for a half and nobody decided to hey, maybe we start running counters and running power and using our offensive line. It's just that he just surrounds himself with people that think they're the smartest men in the room. You can't give them any feedback. There's no feedback loops that make them any better.
He's always appeared from a third-party perspective, not having the emotional commitment that you and all our other not Notre Dame, but Penn State fans, which, by the way, if anybody doesn't know, outside of the Big 12, the best represented schools we have are Florida State and Penn State. There's no doubt about it. So I really appreciate you guys coming and sharing your feelings with me about this stuff. Sorry, I had meant to say that at the beginning. I wanted to get it out.
Well, and I appreciate it. And like I said, you guys even recognize that Penn State can be a great program. You know what I mean? It
is a great program. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It is. Franklin, I never finished that thought. Franklin doesn't have it. He's missing it. Kind of like Solich at Nebraska.
Right.
Could win 10 games, win the Orange Bowl, but couldn't win a national championship.
Right. And that's what I posted.
And they're around. Did you already post that? That's fun.
Well, I posted on X, if you follow my X, that
of course
thank God this happened.
Okay. Yeah, I might have seen it.
I mean, I've actually posted thank God this game happened because this era is over.
So you think it's really gone that far? Because Moen last year thought
I think it is.
Day was going to get fired after they lost to Michigan.
Yeah, I really think it's over. I think the fan base is tired of it. I think you're going to see. I don't know if you've seen that Josh Pates analogy that we're on the diversion pass. It can either get better or worse. I think Penn State will be on a 2-year slide, and
wow,
after this game, what's going to happen. You're going to lose your big. I mean, I think he had a top 10 recruiting class in 2026. They're all going to switch up. It's just it's just going to go bad. And I mean, I feel, as a Penn State fan, I feel for the fans out there. I feel for the players
Right.
who all came back and thought that this was going to be a national championship run. And I'm sure everybody out there, I know you guys probably talked about how good Penn State was going to be this year. To fall flat on your face like this, good coaches don't do that. You have consistency. If you have you don't see advancement in key areas of development. If you're in, like, you've worked in business, I work in high level business. You need to see improvement in key levels.
Yes.
Of areas of your team, and you didn't see it with Aller. You didn't see it with wide receiver play. It's you cannot be competitive in a competitive market, right? When you're you're still putting out Windows 95 and we're into like Mac iOS. You know what I mean? Like you just
that's a callback and a half. Yeah.
I know.
No, I get you. Can I just interject for just a second? So everything you're saying, I feel as a third party. I think you guys have been extremely patient, whether that's on purpose or not. I still can't tell. But if now he's not going to get you to the promised land, how long does it take before they start looking at somebody else? And two, what is going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back? What's going to be the thing that breaks? Because I could easily see you guys losing another game this year, which I have you guys in my top. I think it was you guys in Clemson in my championship game. I don't know. I know they made the Final Four, but what is it going to take to make that change?
It's already been broken.
Really?
The insiders that I know.
Okay.
I mean, Pat Kraft is under some real heavy pressure.
Wow.
When you get boosters in, you embarrass yourself on national television against Oregon and your premier whiteout, and that's the product you got on the field.
Yeah.
You don't think they're having some serious conversations?
Losing to UCLA is about the worst thing that could have possibly happened to him.
Yeah. Well, he lost the team. There's players on that team questioning leadership.
Right.
So, and that's what you get on the field today. You just
for
half-heartedly. I watched tonight Ned Sutton. He's playing like he should have went to the NFL draft last year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how he played the game today. So, I mean, it's really.
Yeah, that's too bad.
It's just a tough loss. It's a tough thing to be in. I've lived through the early Paterno's 2000s where we won like 6 and 7 games and struggled, and it's going to be bad unless we get. I mean, two things can happen. You can do a 2-year slide, right?
Right.
You might end up 9-3, 8-4 this year. You go 6 and 7 next year. Your recruiting just blows up.
Yeah.
And then you fire him in 3 more years, or do you just rip that Band-Aid off right now? I mean, you tell me. What would you do, Bomber, at this point?
I would have relieved him of duties last year.
Yeah.
Even make it to the playoff, they look so bad in their second game. I don't know. Maybe bad's not the right
think you're right
description.
now.
They looked discombobulated in the second playoff game, and I was disappointed with that. Right, I want Penn State to be really good, but it's not my money though, and $56 million is a lot for a buyout. And does it go down if he stays one more year?
Yeah, it gets lower as the years he stays.
It's hard to rebuild a team, as we've seen, when everybody knows you're under the gun. Because just like you said, recruits don't want to go to a place where in 6 months the coach could get fired. And nobody wants to do that. And so being a top 10 recruiting class for next year shocks me. It tells me the reason he's got his job is that he can recruit, but he can't get them over the hump. And there's colleges across America that have that problem. They can recruit or they can coach, but they can't recruit. There's usually a trade-off in there somewhere.
Right. Well, like I said, I feel better that you had a show tonight and I could call in.
Oh, good.
Get
Well,
that off my
I'm
chest.
glad I did.
So, I do want to throw this out to you
Sure.
in the college football in general conversation. I think there's kind of a mix up here in a sense of where big time college football is going. And I wanted to throw your thoughts out there on this. Like, as a college football historian, I understand what Theodore Roosevelt did to save college football, to make it safe, to level the playing field, which created the NCAA, right?
Okay.
And if you look at the history of the NCAA, they kind of went outside their bounds. Instead of setting the rules for player safety, right? That was their charge.
Right.
Their original charge, right? And competitive balance, because in a violent sport, you need competitive balance.
Sure. Absolutely.
Right? Because
Yeah.
back in 1905, like 19 players got killed.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, they had to do something for sure.
They had to do something. So no one seems to be like, during the history of the NCAA, they kind of got outside their skis, right?
Yes.
They've lost their purpose. That's
Yes.
their purpose.
Yes.
That's what they were created for. It wasn't about limiting NIL or
That's right.
TV deals or contracts. Theodore Roosevelt and Congress set that up so they can create the rules for, number one, player safety, number two, competitive balance.
Right.
Because that's related to player safety. My concern is that how are we going to do this moving forward as we're pushing the NCAA away and they're not going to exist anymore? And we create a new league with an emphasis on how much money we're making, you know what I mean? Like when you get these rules in, like it's different than when you're dealing with pro athletes. Do you understand what I mean?
I completely
like
agree with you.
I could sign a contract and say, you know, I'm a professional wrestler and I can get hit.
Right.
You know, I'll get hit in the head with a chair. Okay.
Yeah, that's fact. Yep, that's
but
right.
these are 18 to 22-year-olds. Like where do we balance that original charge for the NCAA with competitive balance, player safety versus what we're doing today? You know, and maybe that's a big question to ask.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You've been tracking Cody Campbell. You understand what he's put out into ether, right? My opinion is nobody else has a better plan. So let's at least explore what he's talking about. And in those discussions,
and I think we need to have
debate,
that. Like,
yeah,
you need to have a conversation about every solution.
That's exactly right.
Because you don't want to lose. You don't want to lose the entity that's looking for competitive balance and player safety.
Yes.
You know, 5 years from now, we don't want the top team with all the good players playing a really poor team and then somebody getting killed.
Yeah, I mean the competitive balance thing has to be reasonable. There's no doubt.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, like you can look at it a couple ways. Is that a reason to make the jump? Right. Like here in Pennsylvania, we have like teams that have to play Catholic schools that get recruits and they get all the best players and then they forfeit the game.
Wow, that's not good.
That's not good.
That's
right?
not good at all. Yeah.
So how do you do you make that a justification? Okay, we have to create a super league or a supra league.
Yep. Thank you.
And then you set the rules from there. You know what I mean? All the players get paid the same.
That's what I would do.
Right.
I don't know. The play, we haven't even dove into that at all, right? That's a detail within a larger
But I'm just saying that's one way to get competitive balance, right? All the players get paid the same amount of money.
And look, as long as you negotiate, you do collective bargaining, and you give the athletes a little control over their own body and destinies, then absolutely the NFL has a salary cap. There's no reason you can't do a salary cap in college. You could do the same thing with the players. It's ironic to me that the one thing that would fix everything for the NCAA right now is just make them employees. Give them a representative status with a collective bargaining agreement, and then let them help dictate their own future. If
Will the
if they can't
NCAA have the
negotiate,
authority to do that? I guess they could under their safety mandate, right? We're coming in and we're going to make this competitive balance. So we're going to make these NCAA players authority.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to make them employees of the NCAA.
I think it would have to come from the conferences as well, because they're the ones who would be dealing with the players.
The schools are not going to do it. The schools are not going to allow players to be in their
they can help it.
There's just not happening.
Well, there's more liabilities making them employees. There's a whole bunch of stuff that makes it more complex. But what people they've been getting scared off. Nobody's even willing to have a conversation about it. They just freak out. This PR campaign against Cody Campbell, if people had questions about him now, they shouldn't have any questions now, because everybody's coming after him, which means he's doing something right.
Go watch the commercial, right?
I have. I've played it a couple times.
Yeah. Like, denying the commercial is going to make everybody want to go watch the commercial.
Yeah. In fact, you know what? I'm glad you brought it up. I'm going to play it again. Give me a second. Oh, wait, I can't do that without losing you. I'm sorry. I do have some technology challenges that I can and can't do some stuff. Unfortunately, the way StreamYard works and it switches between windows, it kind of screws up the call-ins.
Hey, you know what? I'm really happy with the call, man. Everything's great. I'm glad I got the call in.
Excellent.
And, thanks for the call. Like I said, we'll just keep the conversation going, right, Bomber? You take care of yourself.
I'm all for it.
And go BYU.
Conversation. Right? Thank you. Go Penn State, or maybe not, if you want him to lose on purpose.
I appreciate over to be a BYU fan this year. So
hey, man, the bus is big. We got room.
The bus is big.
Love to have you.
I was impressed today. today by BYU.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, they're still working through things, but they have arguably the best true freshman quarterback in the country.
Guy looked tremendous.
Yes.
Exciting. Making plays.
Boys.
Just out there balling.
Yep, absolutely.
Just out there balling. You know what I mean? And the thing is, like, it doesn't look hard for him.
It isn't. Yeah.
Right.
No. It's he makes it look like he's a junior. Easy.
Right. I mean, how like a young quarterback, you can tell they're thinking through things.
Sure.
Like he goes out there and lets it rip.
And I love that so much. Believe me, the comparison between him and Jake Retzlaff is night and day. I told everybody it was going to be this way, and I'm so glad it turned out. So,
all right, Bomber. You take care.
Thanks for your call. We'll see you later. Appreciate you. He is PSU Nitwit. Follow him on Twitter. Just PSU Nitwit. Just do a search. He is fantastic. He really helps track media deals. And realignment, the Mountain West and the Pac-12 saga. Follow him on Twitter, and he does all that stuff. Tip my hat to him. He works really hard, and I respect people who work hard. Another $5 super chat from Kenneth Maynor again. Kenneth, thank you so much. I'm going to give you a clap in and out. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Need consolidation in the G6 to focus on brands that can compete. I agree. American could be a 20-team conference that can be the third tier of P5 survival. I cannot disagree with that at all. In fact, I was cheering for that the last 2 years, that the AAC, the best of the AAC, the Pac-12, the remaining Pac-12, and the Mountain West should have built a 20-team super conference, and they would be eventually a power conference. But nobody listens to me. So we'll keep at it, Kenneth. I haven't given up the fight. I appreciate you, though. Thank you so much. $5 super chat again. Super member of the College Football Mafia family. Okay, I've got a bunch marked, but we're almost 2.5 hours, which is crazy. You guys keep me around this long. I really appreciate it, actually. Thank you for coming in and being part of the show. I'm going to run this Cody Campbell thing one more time, see if it gets any more people wanting to call in and talk about it, or anything else for that matter. So let's play this, and this is what is the bit between my teeth right now.
From the fans in the stands to the student athletes on the field, we all love college sports. But
I hit the wrong thing. Supposed to be sharing that. Oh no, can you guys hear that? Actually, can you guys hear that commercial? Somebody that's in comments, tell me if you could hear that. I think you should have been able to hear that. Nobody's going to tell me. Oh wait, they're live. I was on the wrong thing. Can somebody tell me a note? Can you hear this? Because it'll change the way I do them.
from the fans,
Great. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate it. I'm not trying to be pedantic, but this is just for giggles. I'm just going to make it big anyway. Cody Campbell talking about trying to help save college sports.
from the fans in the stands to the student athletes on the field, we all love college sports. But to conference commissioners, it's all about money and control. Their greed is bankrupting all but the biggest schools. And women's sports and Olympic programs everywhere are paying the price. Congress must act now to modernize media rights for college sports so programs can thrive and nobody gets left behind. Join the team. Let's save college sports together.
I love everything about that. I'm not going to lie. I love everything about that. Cody Campbell. Again, we've been in contact, he and I. I've been in contact with a couple congressmen. So I'm going to run this thing to ground like the best bird dog you've ever seen. And I'm going to chase this thing, and we're going to stay on top of this like nobody else. In my opinion, right now, I'm on the right side of the argument. College football mafia family is. On the right side of the argument, we're doing the Lord's work because it'll help a lot more people than are currently in the club. And last but not least, it'll hopefully come up with a way that we can subsidize Olympic sports, and women's sports at colleges, universities. That is possible, everybody. We just have to start thinking big and don't get caught up in it. You know, don't get caught up in it. You want me to play it one more time, Sean? I can play it one more time. Give me a sec. One more time. Cody Campbell.
From the fans in the stands to the student athletes on the field, we all love college sports. But to conference commissioners, it's all about money and control. Their greed is bankrupting all but the biggest schools. And women's sports and Olympic programs everywhere are paying the price. Congress must act now to modernize media rights for college sports so programs can thrive and nobody gets left behind. Join the team. Let's save college sports together.
Okay, look, everybody, when was the last time you were invited by a billionaire to get into a cause that wasn't running for president? Can anybody riddle that for me? Somebody that wasn't in the executive branch at Congress. I can't think of one. It's yes, he does. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. Nebraska Steve, by the way, I was going to give you congrats on the win today. I want Nebraska back. I need the Blue Bloods back. Does Cody Campbell support Big Ten enterprises? It does. It's not against anybody's enterprises. He's not. Anybody that's telling you he is lying. Because he is on record. This isn't something I had to interpret. He's on record saying, I don't want those things to necessarily change. What I'm looking at is what's a solution? What are solutions? I don't already have a preconceived notion what the big idea is. Maybe Big Ten network or channel or whatever that enterprise is the solution. I don't know. But he's saying he doesn't know either. And I'm going to share the tweet, which I apologize. I've been criminal. I've come back to this a couple times and I haven't done the tweet. There's the tweet, Cody Campbell. And I'm going to read this one more time just as we go on our way out. Let me bring this back. This is his tweet that went along with that commercial. TV networks, specifically Fox and ABC, were refusing to run this ad. They ran it on CBS and on ESPN today. Saving college sports today during the games. No good reason is given as why. Just ignoring or telling us to contact their attorneys. That's having a dialogue, right? That's having a debate. Yeah, right. The general counsel for one major network told me it was a business decision. I call it collusion. This was after we'd sent them a large wire to pay for the ads. He's already paid for the ads, and then they told him later they wouldn't play it after they were lobbied by the conferences, I'm sure, and maybe others. Why would the networks want to silence a legitimate debate? Okay? He is not telling anybody how anything needs to be. He wants to start a conversation, just like Charlie Kirk was doing. And you don't have to like Charlie Kirk. You don't have to. This is the first time I brought this up in 3 weeks, by the way. Such an unmitigated, horrific thing happened to him and his family. If you don't know, my daughter was at the event. I'm not going to get sideways on this, but it was horrible, horrific. But the one thing, I didn't even know anything about the guy. After he passed away, I did some research, and he did the one thing that I love the best, and that's a legitimate debate. I might not be right. You might not be wrong, but let's talk about it and not lose our minds and point fingers and say, no, no, no. And I'm passionate about this. People that say, oh, but what's his real solution? I think that's short-sighted. He doesn't have to have a solution. He wants to be a part of the problem. He doesn't want the problem. He's trying to be a part of the solution. Anyway, legitimate debate around an issue that affects hundreds of thousands of kids and is existentially threatening to women's sports and Olympic sports. We will answer this call. Hey, Caden, how are you doing?
Another out here in the fields and just got done eating dinner. What do you do?
Well, I'm trying to get through this. I'm trying to get through this tweet. You got something really quick?
Just want to say Buckeyes are up 14-3, and I think we're going to have a heck of an. I think it's another blowout for the Buckeyes. And then, as far as the WVU BYU game,
Yes.
I said it was going to be a dogfight.
Yep.
And you know what? I guarantee you. And I saw it, and I said that was a dogfight.
They came to play, certainly. Yeah, they came.
And you know what? I'll give West Virginia credit, and I'm not going to talk crap to Daniel Gygax. And I'll say Daniel's one of the best guys on the college football mafia, along with yourself.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say this: you guys,
Caden?
teams in the Big 12 that are competing.
Right.
That's just my 2 cents. Nathan,
Okay.
I'll get your hair and I'll get my ugly voice off. Damn.
Caden, thank you for calling in. I know I can always count on you. Okay, we'll see you later. Caden the Diesel Freak. Everybody check him out. Caden with a K, the Diesel Freak on Twitter. He runs a fun Twitter interactions, and I like when he calls in. So I'm trying to get through this. Sorry, I was short. Unless it was on this topic, I needed to move along a little bit. What is the business reason that overrides the benefit and enjoyment that college sports provides to tens of millions of Americans? We're right here. What are they hiding? If there was ever a question that money, control, and greed are being prioritized over student athletes, fans, and communities, here you go. We all knew that the current situation in college sports seemed very slimy and was driven by people who couldn't care less about the common good. I will put a caveat on that. I know several of the people that are in it that aren't slimy. I think what might be slimy, and you might be able to call that, is the system. And that isn't associated with any one entity, except for the NCAA, who I'm not a fan of. Let's see. It was slimy and was driven by people who couldn't care less about the common good, but we had no idea how bad it truly is. It became obvious. We have to drain the swamp. Heard that before. That college sports have become. This fight isn't about me, and it certainly isn't about TV ads. it's a much bigger. It's about doing. I forgot to do this. Sorry. This whole time I was doing that. I apologize. This fight isn't about me, and it certainly isn't about TV ads. It's much bigger. It's about doing what is right and necessary to save the great American institution. I promise that I won't stop fighting until we are successful in solving this problem, and I know I can count on many of you to join me. And you go to right here, it tells you to sign the petition. And I'm encouraging everybody's watching this show, recorded or not, sign the petition. And it's at savingcollegesports.com. Go there, follow, turn on your notifications, track what's going on with him, and become part of the solution. There hasn't been a time in the recent past, outside of running for president, that a billionaire has gone out of his way to try to involve the public in a conversation. You're being invited to be on the ground floor of a conversation on something that can change college sports for the better. So, savingcollegesports.com, check them out. I appreciate Cody and everything he's doing. All right, I think we're going to call it good. I don't think, let me check to make sure I'm not missing any super chats. Let's see. Oh, nope, I got one here from Kenneth Maynard. Need consolidation in the, oh no, I already read that. But yeah, consolidation in the G6. So on brands that can compete. Yeah, I would add to that, brands that can compete are brands that are willing to spend money on athletes, NIL. In my Supra League, the way to win out schools is schools that can't afford to compete. And that's not a good or a bad thing. It just means you don't have the resources to run with the big dogs that do have a massive money amount over you. Unless Cody Campbell builds something where more money is shared, and I hope he does that, we're stuck with what we got right now. So anyway, thank you so much, Kenneth Maynard. There was, oh wait, there's two here. First, Timothy Green, super soldier out there representing us on the Appalachians at West Virginia. That would be Timothy Green. He says, Bomber, congratulations on the big win last night. Talking about BYU. It was big. Yeah, thank you. And I wish nothing but luck to West Virginia, Timothy. I left you a comment yesterday on the show and said that, and I would like to congratulate you on the win before we ever played. Yeah, I'm going to give you a super clap, Timothy. I appreciate everything about you, all the work you do and representing the college football mafia family. I am very grateful. I hope you know that. There was a couple in here comments that we passed through that fantastic set of phone calls. Steve, Ohio, Florida. This is the one. It was when Coos called in. Hey, Coos, we have to teach Bomber how to pronounce Louisville correctly. Yes, I am a Westerner. Is it Louisville? I need a lesson on Louisville. I'm willing to admit that. But regardless, I support the school. I'm a fan. Anyway, let's see. Here's one that's new. Timothy Green says UNLV and Wyoming are playing. The reason I mentioned it is the field is completely covered in snow. Wow. We had a beautiful day here. Well, not beautiful. It was raining all day. I love rain, though. That's beautiful for me. It doesn't surprise me at elevation. They're at like 7,800 feet or something at Wyoming. If you've never been there, it's not a destination, in my opinion. But, yeah, getting snow, that doesn't surprise me. Winter's coming. UNLV and Wyoming are playing covered in snow. I love that. 17-3 UNLV. UNLV's good this year. Wyoming right now, 3 minutes left in the second quarter. So if I had to guess, I think they win that game. UNLV stays unbeaten. I think they're still unbeaten, which I say good for them. I think that's it. No more super chats. Nobody else has called in. So you guys, thank you so much for making this fun. When I got on, I wasn't sure how many people I was going to have. I've been averaging right around 150 people watching on X and on YouTube. I'm going to ask you to do me a favor right now. If you're watching on X open up another window on your computer or on your phone and go to YouTube, type in CFB Mafia and become a subscriber. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. But we're trying to build up the subscriber base, trying to build our family to be larger, a Mafia family to be larger. And I invite everybody to do that with us and get involved. That's all I care about is I just love this interaction. This is what I live for. I do it different than anybody else. I know I'm certainly not perfect, but I hope you guys have fun and it's entertaining because this was something I kind of needed too. The game last night, BYU West Virginia, I was frustrated after. BYU won. Bear played really good except for 3 turnovers. But I was frustrated with some stuff. And so I wanted to vent last night. Well, that was 1:30. So I couldn't vent with anybody. And it sucked. So I was sort of caught up. So doing a show today was, and then the Cody Campbell thing blew up, which I'm so excited about for him. So, yeah, I'm glad we did this. Sean says Nebraska lost its advantages and power when they joined the Big Ten for more money. The grass isn't really green on the other side. Yeah, look, the list is long about schools that have regretted making realignment moves. Not from the money standpoint. They're making bags of money more. But from a competitive balance standpoint, Nebraska, Rutgers, Maryland, you could add UCLA to that list. Washington, although they might have, if they won today, I'm happy. This travel comes with it, and with that travel comes losses. I'm sorry, it sucks. I was advocating more than anybody for Washington to get into the Big Ten, but this ain't it, everybody. The travel and everything else that's involved is ridiculous. So, yeah, everybody has to deal with it. That's the way we go. Big 12's getting big too. So anyway, so I appreciate you guys all helping me. There's a little bit of therapy today. I really, really appreciate that. Here we go. Another one. Bomber, do you still believe that BYU isn't running a 4-2-5, 3-3-5? No, what I'm saying is he's running all of them, Sean. He's not running a 3-4, 5-2. He's not, those numbers don't add up, but you get my point. The problem with Jay Hill, he's a problem. The reason he's so good is that you're not going to know who you're going to be playing against next week. Against West Virginia, they were a 3-3-5 for the most part. It changed a little when our 2 starting stud linebackers got hurt. Satawala had to move up from strong safety, so that changed it. It went to more like a 3-2-5 or whatever, 4-2-5. Anyway, so but he does that different with every team he's playing against, Sean. So that's why it's so hard to work around from an offensive coordinator standpoint. You don't know which defense you're going to see. It's kind of like the old amoeba defense from the 90s. Amoeba defense that UNLV used to play in basketball. You never knew who was guarding who. They were so fun to watch, by the way. Sean says, I'll vent with you. I appreciate you venting, Sean. I had the phone lines on this whole time. You could have called in and vented, But I don't think there's any other super chats, so we're going to be able to wrap this up. Let me finish that thought. If you're on X, do me a huge favor and jump over onto YouTube and subscribe. Just become a subscriber and then consider becoming a member of the College Football Mafia family. Tomorrow night, it's going to be mowing and maybe rock and rant if Miami beats Florida State. Otherwise, he might take the day off. But tomorrow night, 8 p.m. here, right on this channel, you will 8 p.m. Eastern, you will see mowing and rock and rant, and they will review the entire weekend of college football, and it'll be interesting to see their opinions because there were some upsets today. Certainly Penn State losing to UCLA. Nobody had that on their dream board. So maybe UCLA did. I'm sorry. UCLA and their fans did. So no more phone calls. So I'm going to shut the phones down. I appreciate everybody being here. And I think what we're going to do is check out. You guys have a great evening, rest of your weekend. Definitely step out and enjoy time with your family and friends. Nothing's more important. And then if you get prompted And I mean the little voice inside your head, whoever that might be a leprechaun for all I care. Whoever it is, if you get prompted, I haven't seen this guy for a while at work, or I haven't played basketball with this guy, or I haven't talked to a long lost loved one, um, at least send them a text, everybody. Technology exists. You don't have to talk to them, but just let them know you're thinking about them. And I really hope everybody does that, because if you know, you know. And that's how we build strong families and friends. That's how we do things here at the College Football Mafia. You guys have been great. I want you to stay out of trouble. And I will see you Tuesday night and then Wednesday night. I didn't preview it, but Wednesday night right here, Bob Thompson. Yes, the Bob Thompson, the guy who's the realignment, who's the retired president of Fox Sports. He came up with the Big Ten Network, and he comes on my show every once in a while. And I've tried to get him for a minute. He only wants to come on when we have something really to talk about. And this show is going to be loaded. So Wednesday night, 8 p.m., right here, me and Bob Thompson, and we're going to try to get through as much media college football operation stuff as possible. So I'm inviting you all to be with me. It'll be on X. It'll be on YouTube. But jump over onto YouTube and hit that subscriber button. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know how we're doing. All that fun stuff. I really appreciate you. So stay out of trouble. And good luck to both Miami and Florida State. Truth be told, I'm not going to say who. But that game I've been waiting for a very long time. So enjoy the weekend, guys. Everybody stay out of trouble.